So what's going on is in TSA all over America, not just one airport, but all over America, TSA agents are not getting paid. And it's been like a few weeks, it's going on a few weeks now, where they have not received a paycheck. And they haven't received a paycheck because we're going through a temporary government shutdown. This is a partial government shutdown. The Democrats have not decided, or they've decided to, I guess, gridlock on a spending bill to the Department of Homeland Security, and that department actually funds the TSA. And they've decided to do that because the Department of Homeland Security also funds ICE. So because the Democrats have made it a point not to fund ICE and the deportations, they say they want pretty much ICE to be, some people say they want ICE to be abolished. Other people say they want ICE to be reformed, and to be removed, less harsh, I guess, tactics and strategies and things of the sort. So because of that, they said that until the Republicans bend on that point, when it comes to ICE, the Democrats are not allowing the spending bill that would go to funding the Department of Homeland Security. And as a result of all of that, you have TSA workers not getting paid. And because a lot of them are not getting paid, or not pretty much not a lot of them, none of them are getting paid. None at all are getting paid. So because of that, there's been like there's various reports of it. A good 80% of them have stopped showing up because they need to do something to make money. So 80% pretty much from what I'm hearing, some people say it's like 90, some people say it's about 60. So varying degrees, over 50%, we can't confirm that, have stopped showing up to work at the airports, which is causing lines going all the way out the airport. I've seen lines going into the parking garage of people because TSA is that backed up. Massive amounts of flights have been canceled. People have had to rebook their flights. People can't make any type of schedule at all. It's a complete disaster. This has become this domino effect, this chain reaction. That's a disaster for them. They can't get paid again. We just recently went through a government shutdown where it was the longest government shutdown in American history. We recently went through that only to go through this. So it seems as if federal workers, or in this case, TSA workers, they can't catch a break at all. They can't catch a break. And we don't know what's going to happen because Republicans seem very, convicted. Not convicted. They've seemed very confident. Sorry, I say convicted. They seem very confident on their stance on ICE. They're not bending. They're not budging. Okay. However, the Democrats, they not playing. They not playing. So what's going to happen? We're not 100% sure. And I want to know what you guys think about this. All right. If you guys have not heard this, what do you guys think about this? Somebody says, make America great again. I'm not sure if you're trolling or not, but come up. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a conversation. I'm gonna let the room start talking. ZZ, have you seen this? Do you have any opinions about this?
Yes, I have seen that bullshit. Them damn Democrats, they are trying to use this as a disguise or distraction for them really just trying to keep these fucking illegals here. They got to go. ICE got to do their job. It is what it is. But the Democrats don't want them to do that to the point really they're exposing their hand, because they said that they one of their demands before they bring back or reopen the DHS is like, oh yeah, y'all can't. We have to remove ICE from polling sites. Oh, ICE can't go out into polling sites. Why the hell would an American citizen care about ICE being at a polling site? It is what it is. Like, we're American citizens. We got passports. We got IDs. I'm not worried about ICE being at no fucking polling site, but they're worried about that, what it seems like, because they have illegals that they're counting on for votes. I'm not saying speculation, allegations. I don't know. I'm just saying, but it looked like they showing their hand for that to be one of their priorities. When we have plenty of American citizens who are not worried about no damn ICE. So, yeah, this is clearly a play. Clearly a play the Democrats trying to do. They're trying to undermine what needs to be done. But it's egregious, outrage, everything between. I'm not rock with, it's the usual.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, we
BX, if
need
you want to say
ice.
anything
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then set
yeah.
the hold on. If you want to say anything and then set the decorum, we get stuff started.
Yes, so I would like to ask everybody to pray for Sister Keita. Sister Keita is traveling from her neck of the woods to New York to stand in solidarity with the foundational Black Americans here who will be making our voices known that we do not like the way they are allowing people to just place things at our ancestors' gravesite. I don't have to go into everything, but Sister Keita left me a message at 10 this morning. She said, BX, I'll be in the city by 12 a.m., but I'm having such heck, the double hockey stick, though, with this airport. Come to find out there was a crash. A Canadian flight, I believe, crashed. So that's impacting what's happening with ICE too, I believe. And LaGuardia, one of our two major airports in New York City, has closed. I don't know how long, if they're going to reroute her flight, but I ask that you pray for covering over Sister Keita because she didn't have to do what she did and the donors didn't have to help her get here. But now we're faced with this and it's beyond our control. I think that TSA is needed at the airport. I think not TSA. I think ICE is needed at the airport. I think ICE is needed in the communities, right? And the only way that ICE will impact foundational Black Americans is if they continuously dump the immigrants into our areas. And that's all immigrants. That's the Irish too. Let's not forget they were one of the first immigrant classes in especially in New York, in our areas, very anti-Black American, and that's why they attacked us during the 1863 draft rights. I think that history should be shown that immigration has always harmed foundational Black Americans, and that's not specific to the melanated because the Irish, the Italians, the this, that, and the third harmed foundational Black American communities, right? It's just the melanated immigrants have been revealed as to being willing tools of the government. But one thing about our government, they always break their tools. So it's just their time to be addressed. It's nothing specific. Oh, we're scared of white. We're not scared of the white teeth. We have to fight them first. And here y'all come, being their willing tools, puppets, and all that other stuff. So yeah, ICE is needed all over the place. I'm not saying remove ICE. I'm not saying disband ICE. But I see some of the demands that Democrats have. And a lot of that is for our children and transitioning. And I don't have nothing against, the community, right? What I do have a problem with is when you take some things out of parents' hands and don't remember age appropriate. I was raised by boomers. It was about age appropriate things, items, and stuff for me in their household. It's about age appropriate. So if a child comes to you and they feel a certain way, make sure that child is 18 and underwent certain changes before you allow that child to make such a decision as that. And the Dems want to put certain things related to transitioning in place before they agree to open the government. And that is horrible to me. Age appropriate is a thing. 5-year-old can't tell you, oh, today I feel like a boy, I feel like a dog, I feel like a cat, I want to eat dog and cat food, and we just supposed to give it to him. Like, what type of shit is this? But yeah, that's my thoughts on ICE. We got to deal with it for a little while. We asked for change. Change is happening. What we don't need is all this resistance when it's common sense. Everything should be age appropriate, and a lot of things should be at the hands of the parents to make the right choice for their children. And that's what I gotta say to that. And pray for Sister Keita, y'all. Yes, me too, Candy.
It was either him or Elijah, but we'll give with B-Dub first.
Okay, man, I appreciate that. What I just want to say real quick is that it actually goes deeper than TSA. I can't get into too many details, but there's a lot more federal employees out there that's not getting paid right now. And I just found this out by having a conversation with one of my little cousins. Now, do I agree that ICE need to do their job? Absolutely. But at an airport, I do not think so. And it's only because you have people that work abroad that may have dual citizenships. So how is that going to pan out for them if you're now trying to have ICE enforce or control people at an airport?
Okay, let me clarify what you're saying, right? Because I didn't say this earlier. because of the situation where there's a lot of people who are not showing up, a lot of TSA agents who are not showing up, Donald Trump has suggested, I'm not sure if he's officially doing it yet, or I got to double check, but he suggested that he was going to send ICE agents to the airports to help out the TSA agents. Okay. So that's what you're talking about. So I don't want anybody in the chat room to be a little bit. He's doing it now. I was actually just looking it up, and I think they're already ICE officers at the airports right now. So yeah, I was just checking that out. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. I don't want anybody
They
to
at
be
the airport
confused.
doing what?
They're, I guess, helping him out.
Volunteering?
Apparently they helping him out. Yeah, I suppose so. They volunteering.
Yeah,
I
they find
suppose
smoke
whatever the
now.
TSA agents
That's
was
for
doing,
sure.
I guess that's what ICE is doing. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to spread any misinformation, but that they said they helping them out. So I'm assuming that they fill in the gap, whatever that was. Yeah.
They waiting for
So
you to
if
pull
you
out
read
your
one minute,
But
Elijah, one minute,
I'm gonna
Elijah.
I'm gonna let you finish. I cut you off.
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify that so people can understand. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish,
Um,
B Dub, then Elijah.
so I want to say really fast, ICE has always been at the airports, immigration and customs. Like, is people so confused or worried? And y'all are not beating the narrative that we don't travel. ICE has always been at the airports. When you go, I don't go to Africa, but I went to the islands a few times and I had to pass through customs. I've also had friends that had to pass through customs and got held because they were Jamaican. So ICE is definitely always at the airports, but I guess he's adding more ICE agents in different roles. Maybe that's the thing. I'll yield. Go ahead, B Dub.
Hmm.
I mean, I get and understand that they be with customs and all that, because being from a military, we always have to come back and check through with them. But my thing is, what is their role going to be with helping these TSA agents?
Well, I'm not. I don't want to say anything concrete. I'm not sure. I would assume they're filling in the gap, whatever gap is left, whatever they need to do. I assume that they just gonna be pointed to an assignment, and they're just gonna be doing that. They just need bodies there, apparently, because a lot of people, like we were saying, weren't showing up. So that's what we got to go on. But let's move on. We got to get to the other speakers, so we'll get to Elijah.
We definitely need ICE. Yes, we need ICE. We need to get all the illegals gone. We need them all gone. That's for sure. Do y'all know if that's happening at every single airport? Do you
I'm
know
not
if that's
sure. I'm not
you
sure
know?
if every single airport has them. I know there are some currently now at different airports, the major airports, like the bigger ones, the ones in like DC, Chicago,
Okay, yeah, of course,
those are
Baltimore.
the major airports, but I'm not sure if all of them have any. They
It's
probably,
because
if they don't have them now, they're gonna have them soon.
it's crazy how this is affecting the country so much. The
It's
Democrats must
because
have
they have
really
the. It's because when they
Hold on. Let them
flooded.
go. Let them go. Let them go.
the
Elijah.
Democrats must have really had something planned for us as far as the illegals go. They was gonna really drown out our vote. I'm really happy that the moves that Trump is making as far as ICE goes. I ain't co-signing nothing else. We only talking about the ICE as far as that goes. I'm happy about that because they was definitely trying to drown out our vote. And I like that we circling our wagons, but it always feels like us as foundational Black Americans, that we own it, but it's like like we dancing and our step is a little slow. So now it seems like they slowing the music down for us, and now we catching the beat now as far as us circling our wagons culturally and everything as that goes. So I'm glad. I hope he keeps ICE and they keep doing what he going to do. But I'm not looking forward to see what's going to happen after Trump is out of office, because I think as soon as Trump get out of office, I think they're going to open up the floodgates. I genuinely do. I think after Trump is up out of there, they're going to open up the floodgates. And so we better make sure we doing what we supposed to be doing now, for real. And that's what I got to say.
All right. Before we continue, a lot of people in the chat room coming in. Y'all can disagree if y'all want to, but please just come up. You can request up. You can request up. We don't have an echo chamber. You can request up, and we can have a conversation about it. Let's get to Vicky.
Hi, I am Black American, African American, whatever you could want to call me. I'm Black. Foundational American. I'm in my 60s, so y'all know how that go. But I just want to say that I know we talk a lot about ICE, but it's not a matter of just ICE. It's the incompetence of ICE and the way that they're doing it. I was just reading an article. It says throughout 8 years in office, the Obama administration logged more than 3.1 million ICE deportations, according to Syracuse Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse. And the peak of this was in the year 2012 when more than 407,000 people were removed. And when you look it up, you'll find that he did a better job at deportation. It's the incompetence of this administration. And so it's not that I am for illegal immigrants, because every country calls you, every country gets rid of their illegal people. And so that's not something that's new, but it's the incompetence and the inhumanity that we have in the United States of America, concentration camps. I forgot over like 40 people died last year, and giving people
You gotta
food.
code your, hold
One
on, hold
minute.
on. You gotta
Oh, I'm
code your
sorry. I'm
language.
sorry. I'm
You gotta
sorry. Thank
be,
you. I'm
yeah.
so
Also, you
sorry.
can't say
Thank
the
you.
CC. You
Uh,
can't say the concentration. You can't say that.
Yeah.
we can't say that either.
It's
The,
related to the
the,
small hats. So you're
Yeah,
okay.
comparing
it's
history, right? That's related
Okay.
to the
we,
small
we
hats.
we heard you, but yeah, just be
But then
careful
y'all have to
because
teach me because I'm trying to learn this right now.
they
So
change
y'all
stuff
know.
every day. We all
We
trying
go.
to keep up with it. You know what it is, but
Yeah. But
I'm gonna
thank
let
you.
you finish though.
But thank you, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, but I just think that the Obama administration did a better job, and we have to care about the treatment of people, because when you have people who are doing the job and they become inhumane of their treatment of any group of people, you can best believe that once they finish with all of this that they're doing to the illegals, they're coming for us. And you can best believe it. It's just that it has so many illegals that they haven't gotten around to it. But I was shocked to find I was listening to this panel, and it was this man. He's running for an office in Florida, and when he was talking to these two other white Caucasian guys, I was surprised that they did not actually, in their racism, did not consider African Americans as if they're true citizens. It gave me an insight into their thinking and why they're always racist and opposing us, as if we haven't been here for 400 years. So I'm just gonna land my plan with playing with that. But I just the inhumanity of what they're doing, the concentration camps, how the people are getting food with maggots and all kind of things of that.
Okay,
That's it.
okay, hold on. We just
Mhm.
got a violation warning.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry. Let
No,
me get
no,
down.
the violation warning. It says is for civic and election integrity policy. It says repeated violations by your guests may lead to restrictions. So this is just a warning. So what I assume, yeah, it was by you, Elijah. Sorry, brother, you gotta knock you. Yeah, it was Elijah. They told me. Yeah, all of that. The Democrats are using certain people for their votes. We're gonna have to be very careful with saying that. That's what that was about. Okay. Um. Yeah. But I'm gonna let other people speak because I know a lot of people are waiting. Right. I'm gonna let other people go ahead. But let me ask you. When you said they're coming for us next, you mean we're gonna be deported next? Is that what you mean?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that. I mean, first of all, we written into the Constitution. I don't think it's that. I think it's the harassment, because when you have a white supremacist um, ruling things, then
I'm
that's what
sorry.
you
Too
don't
many
have.
trigger words, Afro.
Yeah, we're gonna
Too
have
many
to.
trigger
Okay,
words.
thank you. We got it. We got it. However, I don't know if you know, but we still going through it.
Yeah, we are. Y'all know.
So
I know we're
so
going
okay,
through,
yeah.
but
So
I think it's
the
going to be
whole we're
worse.
okay, and people are saying that the first. Oh, well, I'm gonna just let other people speak. But people been saying that. People been saying that. Oh, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying?
Can I
We
say one last thing?
we at
I'm
rock
sorry.
bottom right now.
Okay, let me say one last thing because I'm a very biblical person, and my brother, he's like a prophecy person, but I can't get over the book of Revelation where it talks about in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, where it talks about come out of this place because so that you won't be partakers of her plagues. And I think that America is going to become plagued because of the hatred. It talks about being hatred and all of those type of things. And I think he was talking about black people. I'm not going to lie to you all. That's what I think he was talking about,
Thank you,
black
Miss
people.
Vicky.
Well,
At this
okay.
time, using revelations is like a fear mongering tactic,
Oh,
right?
they think that? Oh, okay.
No, I'm telling you that. Y'all fear monger us with the Bible talks, right? So
Ooh.
respectfully, I kind of want to move on from this talk. You're using trigger words, and if you've been on it, you said you be on these panels, you've been listening. So
Mhm.
you know that we have trigger words in these rooms. Please, I would like to move on just because we already had a warning of a violation.
Okay, we can't talk. Just teach me now. We can't say anything about Bible. I won't say anything
Now,
about Bible.
here's
Okay.
the thing. It's not what you're saying about the Bible. You're
Hmm.
kind of it's that doomsday talk
Okay.
that you're using from the Bible. All
Okay.
right. Now
I
that
ain't
was
say doomsday. I said for
you didn't.
black people to
Okay,
leave
you didn't
America.
say that, but that was the
Hmm.
talk. That's what you
Okay.
were speaking about. All right.
Okay. Okay.
But we heard you, so all right.
Well, I'm
Now
gonna
I
come
want y'all.
down. I'm landing my plane so somebody else can
Thank
come
you.
up. But
Thank you.
you can just take me down. But I'm gonna listen in.
All right. Thank you.
Now,
Thank
if
you.
you see this, y'all. She knew enough to say I land my plane, but she ain't know enough not to say the H word, to conflate the small hat history of their type of detention center without.
Now hold on.
I knew when she brought up
Look,
Obama, I was
look.
gonna left.
The reason why, and I already knew, the reason why I let her go ahead is because all of y'all in the chat room who disagree, y'all be like, this is an echo chamber. Y'all don't let nobody finish. Y'all don't let nobody talk. Y'all don't let nobody talk. She kept going and going and going and going and going, and nobody interrupted her. Nobody cut her off unless she said something she wasn't supposed to say. But she kept going and going and going. So for all of y'all who be all like, man, y'all don't let nobody talk, y'all see it. Now, the rest of the panel is going to probably add a response to what she has to say. And I don't want to hear nothing from nobody about this not being fair. Now we're going to continue. We're going to get to, how do you pronounce your name, sister? Zandren? How do you pronounce your name? I don't want to
It's
mispronounce.
Sandria Afro. How you doing?
Zandria. Hi, I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good. Hi, family. Respect to the space. Respect to the family. I want to address the prompt, of course. Airport disaster over ICE. Um, Number one, absolutely, I believe ICE is needed in that space and it's doing their job, and hopefully doing their job as they are supposed to and should. If I may add two caveats. With respect, Ms. Vicky, I think what you need to understand, in my humble opinion, with the doomsday comment, as our good sister BX said, it was the Revelations conversation, and I'm not going into that. And I want to add a second caveat that I don't know if the family has heard of, and maybe you all can tell me if you have. But this is recent. If you can look up a congressman out of Tennessee named Andy Ogles, he is actually proposing a repeal of the 1965 Immigration Act. And I don't know, Afro Elite, BX or Z, if you guys, ZZ, if you all have heard of that recently, but I have recently, when I say recently, I mean this weekend that just passed, found that. And what that also means, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I'm almost feeling that ties into almost what's going on with ICE, is that Ogles would like to reverse key portions of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, known as the Hart-Celler Act. And that this landmark bill reversed longstanding immigration quotas that overwhelmingly favor people from Northern and Western Europe, leading to more migration pathways for people from Asia, Latin America, Africa, as well as places like Eastern Europe. So this is what's currently, from my understanding and from what I've been delving into, being debated and discussed in Congress almost as we speak. So I find that quite interesting that the 1965 Immigration Act bill is currently being looked at as being reversed. Because frankly, and I'll land with this, Afro, I've always felt like that was after our 1964 Civil Rights Act, the 1965 Immigration Act was done almost in spite of us, and to undermine us. You know, how do you submit something that's for us? And I identify as a proud foundational Black American woman. How do you provide that, and then in return, less than a year later, you sign a bill, a 1965 Immigration Act, to have a bunch of quote unquote folks come in, and I'm trying to be careful of my words, so that's why I don't want to sound like I'm stumbling. I'm just trying to be mindful of the space and not say anything, but come in and position where it's going to directly undermine foundational Black Americans. And I've always thought that the 1965 bill directly undermined us. But my overall point, and I'm going to land, is that I just want the family to possibly look into that because it is a hot topic in Congress right now. Thank you, guys.
Okay, well, appreciate the information. I'm going to check that out. Thank you. All right, let's get to EJ.
Brother Afro, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because my other headphones, they made in the undisclosed location. They real janky, tumu.com like. But I think this is a good thing for ICE to be at the airports throughout the whole entire country. And I think they should be in certain areas where you have an influx of illegal things going on with, people that come from different countries. But did you see, here's a, did I break up something?
I hear a little static. I do hear a little static though, but I can hear you. Though.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got these plug-in headphones in. I'm just trying to do something different.
Brother, don't tell me you got to position it like how we used to have to do.
They plug
you got to
in.
hold it at an angle.
I can't blow on a brother like a Sega Genesis cartridge. It might not do better. So
okay.
I'm about to get off of work.
Okay.
But I'm gonna come back on the panel later. But let me just get my spiel, brother. Thank you. Like I was saying, I think ICE is doing a good job when it comes to illegal immigrants. I think it's gonna be a couple of banana peels in the way when it comes to dealing with some of these folks, because a lot of them are coming with extreme measures, like when these ICE agents out here trying to do their jobs. And I do agree with some of the people where it comes to some of these agents being real extreme to certain people, and they can end up being like real casualties. But I have a suggestion for these other people in their countries. I think they should have a immigration customs enforcement agency if they don't have one already, because they got illegal immigration going on in their country. And I think they should look as an example to the United States of America that if you're going to deal with illegal immigration, you need to deal with it like on a case-by-case basis. And sometimes you do have to go to, certain measures to deal with these people, because they will do anything, and I do mean anything, to stay in America. If it means doing these janky-ass protests down here trying to get their sum on and just trying to do everything that our Black American brothers and sisters have been doing over the past couple of generations. See, they look at us and they look at our people, because sometimes they just don't have anything to look at themselves when it comes to their lineage. So they look at us as the big brother. Most of the time when it comes to ICE, they just doing it because they have hatred towards America. But that's all I need to say. But I'm about to get off of work. I'm going to come back on later when I get home.
All right, got you. These sound like it's sending a lost transmission or something like that, brother. You sound like somebody unlocked a secret file or something like that, and you be like, brother Afro, my last transmission.
It's the must, Afro. It's the must. I'm sorry.
It's cool. Hey, he found a way to get on. All y'all haters in the chat room, y'all don't want to get on, but he found a way to get on.
I got to spray the room when I leave, Afro. My bad.
All right, go ahead, bro. All right then. Let's get to Verdine.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yep. Yes, indeed. All right.
I
I can't make out what your flag is. Where are you from?
Cape Verde.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
What's on your mind?
I was just gonna say, the reason why the ICE is at the airport is because the government shut down because they can't pay the workers, so the workers leave. The only institution that was still being funded are the ICE. So the ICE were the only government, payout that wasn't cut. Like they didn't cut ICE budgets, so they kept getting paid, and the TSA workers didn't get paid. A lot of government institutions didn't stop getting paid, but ICE was the only ones that kept getting paid. So they're using that. They're making it worth the while of their money. They since they getting paid, they're the only. So that's the reason why they are at the airport helping. They filling in for the TSA workers because they're not getting paid, but they are. The ICE are. So that's the reason why ICE is at it's not because they want to protect anything. They're just trying to use them because they just make it worth the while the money. And
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody's disagreeing. ICE isn't volunteering to do anything. ICE is doing what they're told to do. But the reason they're told to go to the airport is because the TSA workers aren't there. And that's because they're not getting paid.
and then
So
ICE
it all kind of goes back to why aren't the TSA workers getting paid? That's the real core of the issue.
right. And then the other part is that I don't understand why ICE is at the airport. Like it doesn't make sense because there's no illegal person or immigrant or whatever
Brother,
at the
hold
airport.
on. Okay, brother.
There's
Hold
no
on.
illegal person
okay.
at the airport.
Brother, hold on. Before we continue, how old are you? No offense, but how old are you?
27 now.
Okay. Okay. You just explained why ICE is at the airport. And now you're saying you are confused about why that was your first statement. Why
That's not
ICE
what I
is at
said.
the airport.
I said at the airport because they the only government institution that's still getting paid.
No, brother. Oh, yeah. You said they're at the airport because TSA agents and other federal workers are not getting paid, but ICE is getting paid. That's where they're at the airport. But you don't understand why ICE is at the airport. They're at the airport because other people aren't showing up, which you just confirmed, because they're not getting paid.
Okay, so I'm gonna change. I'm gonna say I hear like people all the time saying, you know what I'm saying, like ICE is good at the airport. Like we need ICE at the airport. It's good to have them at the airport. I'm like, it doesn't make sense because
Well, how about we'll get back to you. You can get your thoughts together. We'll get back to you. All right, because yeah, we'll just do that. How about that? No offense, but okay. Whew.
And no illegals there. I'm like, you
Well,
never heard of.
let me just say this. I'm just saying,
Brother,
but
no, bro, okay. It sounds like you trying to look for a point to make.
but my other point is I don't agree with ICE being at the airport though.
Okay, that's okay. You might not agree with ICE being at the airport. You understand why ICE is at the airport. That's what you just said. I'm honestly trying, because we can go in on you right now. This is the nicest we gonna get. I'm trying to promise you that. I'm promising you that right now. This is the nicest and most polite we gonna get. Don't push this. You will get cut up. I'm giving you a pass. I'm really giving. You don't understand how much of a
you
pass
ever
I'm
seen
giving
an illegal
you. 'Cause
person?
we can cut up on you because you just
Hold
all
on,
over the
hold on.
place, man. I'm saying let's
Have
move
you
on. You don't want
seen
us to do that.
illegal?
Don't do. Okay.
So
All right then.
No one's illegal on stolen
Verdian
land.
is not new to these platforms. He is borderline troll. Once I caught him talking favorably about Black Americans when he was going at a white man. He used the correct ethnonym. Black people did, Black people created. But sometimes after that, he goes at us, So I kind of was being quiet to see how it would go, but I just know he's going to be a contrarian.
He needs to be a smarter one than that. I mean, I can deal with a contrarian, but I need somebody who's sober at least. Brother sounded like he just got done rolling up and he came over here. He was all like, first off, you just explained what my beginning monologue was what you just said. Okay, I just want to let everybody know ICE is here because the government shut down and people aren't getting paid. We all know that. Okay, you just gave us a review of what we all know. And then I said, okay, we know that. Let's move on. I have a question. I don't know why they're here. Okay, man. Listen, I'm not trying to do it to you like that, man. But first
Why you
off,
don't pay the
and
TSA
that's why
workers?
hold on. That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you how old you were. I asked
No,
you
you
how
just
old you
doing
were because I'm all like,
gymnastics.
damn, it sounds like you're supposed to be in high school right now. Okay, I don't know if your parents know you even on TikTok right now. No, brother. Why are they getting paid? He literally just answered his question. He's the
Okay.
type of person. I'm sorry, I gotta do it to you. You the type of person who will like write down an answer to the question before he asks the question.
All
Like
right, if
you're
you
the
let me
type of
finish,
person.
maybe you would get what I'm trying to
Hold on,
say.
no. You're the type of
You just cutting
person
me
who,
off.
hold on, no, I gotta do, I'm sorry.
Bro,
You're the type
Hold
of
on,
person
man.
when the teacher asks a math question, you'll raise your hand and give the correct answer and then say you don't understand it. Like that's that's the type of thing you
Happy,
did.
I don't get
He
it.
like the
Why
answer's
do they get
7, but
paid
I
to
don't
see
know
these
how I
workers?
got there. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like then at that point we gonna have to move on, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. And
I'm
look,
just
hold
saying,
on.
like,
Now I
why
did
would
The,
tell
they
you. I told you we
choose?
was gonna cut up on you like this, and you
Why
didn't
would
want
they
us to
make
let you
that?
go. So
Why would
come
they
on now.
make that choice? Though? Why would they choose
They
to
didn't
bring?
make the. He just explained it.
I'm
Oh
saying,
my
why would
god.
they do that? Like, why would they do that?
Why would he
There's
do
no
what?
illegal in the airport. There's nobody in the airport.
That's not true.
You got to go to
And
the
they're not
cracks of the
volunteer. Do you
country to
think? Hold
find
on.
them.
That's
You got to
enough.
go
All right.
where the roach.
Do you think ICE gets to pick where they are going? Do you think ICE gets to pick? ICE works for the federal government. Anywhere the federal government points them, that's where their next assignment is. You explained why they're there and then said you don't know why they're there. Do you know you answered your own question before you ask? It's one thing to ask a question and answer the question. It's another thing to answer the question and ask the question.
That's the worst decision for your president to make. That's the worst decision you can possibly. There's no illegals at the airport. You got to go to the
Hold
cracks
on,
of the
I gotta
country
cut in.
to.
I'm
what,
sorry. I'm sorry.
bro?
If you are a USA
What are you talking
citizen,
about,
then
bro?
he's your 1 minute, Marky.
Illegal in the plane. There's no
1 minute,
illegal
1 minute, because I
flying, bro.
don't
What are
want
you
this to
talking?
go left. And this be the issue with people with foreign flags, but you're citizens of the United States. You're gonna say you're president, he's your president too. You have to be a law-abiding citizen to remain in this country, or you can be deported or denaturalized unless you're a foundational Black American, right? And so you're wrong. ICE has always been at the airport. ICE and customs, right? And so when you travel internationally and you tell us we don't travel, even we know, because we do travel. We give billions in revenue to certain places, right? We know ICE has always been at the airport. They're just more of a presence, and the Democrats are doing too much, making it a big hype for people like you who think we didn't know ICE was always there. Always there. Immigration Customs
Yeah,
Enforcement, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's what it is. And he's
Yeah,
okay.
I get
yeah.
called to the airport. They go
And
to the airport when something happens. They don't. They're
All
not
Well,
the
right.
of
Yeah,
course,
airport.
it's
okay.
they
But
work at
if
the
you
in the
don't
airport,
middle.
look, at
dude.
this
I
point, if
don't
you
want to
don't
seem
understand now, you just ain't gonna understand. Okay. At this point, if you don't understand the answer to the question that you answered, then I just look. I don't know what to tell you.
He answered his own question.
He answered the question. Then said, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what you want me to explain to you. And he keeps repeating the same question. So we're going to have to move on. Okay. You can go back to doing whatever you was doing before. Don't tell us on the chat room because we're going to get banned, but go back to doing that. Be safe.
All right, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you,
All
man.
right. You're welcome. Somebody needs to watch him. He need adult supervision.
I was gonna say,
I'm a
I
little
was gonna,
concerned.
I was gonna say, I work at the airport right now, and I walk upstairs, and they up here in at O'Hare. But I mean, they just doing their job. Like my thing is short staff, so they need people to come in. If people are so mad that ICE is coming in, who do they want to come in and help out? Do they want the line? hours, like the line, like who do they want to come in to help? Now, and then like, they only really mad because Trump doing it. If Biden doing it, if Obama was doing this, they all be like, look at the president helping out because these knuckleheads can't get things together. It's just they were all
Yeah.
mad because it's just Trump doing it. And like the TDS is crazy. Like everything and anything Trump does, everybody instantly hates him. Like, oh, he can't do nothing for y'all. So Obama and Biden, Kamala, everything right. So it's just like, damn if he do, damn if he don't. It's like y'all gotta
Brother,
chill with this everything
if there's a
Trump do.
crisis, just to say, if there's a crisis at the airport, Trump is to blame, even though it's the Democrats who locked the government up.
Right.
But Trump is to blame for the crisis. If Trump sent people to help with the crisis, Trump is to blame for helping to send people. There's nothing that can happen that people are not going to blame him for. Okay.
Yeah, and Obama definitely deported hella people with ICE.
I got somebody in the comments. I'm literally at
Hold on,
O'Hare.
let's continue so we get
I'm
to
literally
everybody
at
real
O'Hare.
quick.
Like they're saying, ICE is saying. Oh, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
You talking about me?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds to land, and we're gonna move on because I want to get to biggest.
Oh yeah. And I seen a clip in us. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think his might be.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying. I had somebody comment saying like they're saying. I got a little static. That's my connection. My fault. It's my connection.
Yeah, that's something. It's lagging a little bit.
That hates you.
But yeah, no, I'm up here right now, and like, my fault. You know, I'll step down.
Ooh, you laughed at the joke like 3 seconds later. That's crazy. That's a delayed laugh. Oh man, that's something else. Okay, we're just gonna get back to you. Because biggest in the stage.
Yeah, just move on.
Yeah, you said you are in enemy territory. What do you mean by that?
Because I don't fully agree with the way ICE handles stuff.
Okay, do you think that? Okay, all right. That doesn't make you enemy territory, though.
Yeah.
Are you guys pro or against ICE?
Well, we're pro.
Yeah, then I'm an enemy territory.
Hold on. Anytime somebody asks that question, it's about being pro ICE or pro this. I'm pro foundational Black Americans, and whatever that means. Whatever that means, whether that's being at the time against immigration or for it, whatever that means, I'm for that. Okay, so the fact that all of this illegal immigration has harmed my community, I'm for the removal of that. All right. So that's why. Does that mean I agree with every single strategy, every single tactic, every single situation that ICE has been involved in? No. But when we talk about the collective of what they're removing a problem in the community. They are. Nobody is actually making the argument that illegal immigration in general, but especially illegal immigration, is not detrimental to the Black community. Nobody makes that argument, but y'all want us to overlook that. Some people want us to overlook that. I'm not going to do that. I've seen firsthand the damage that is done. I've been to town halls and I've talked to the mayor of Chicago about it on multiple occasions. So I know how much damage it's doing. So I am for the removal of that.
And having a difference of opinion don't mean enemy. That's another thing that we got to stop doing. That just because we have a different opinion, that means we enemies. We don't have to be enemies. You can disagree with me, and we don't have to be enemies. Unless you feel like you're an enemy, that's on you. That's a one-sided beef.
Fundamental disagreement on that kind of thing. Civil rights.
Noah, don't do that. Don't do that, Noah. Come on now. Now you already know how we do. Come on, don't do that. Don't be jumping in now. Now that I said that.
Picture.
Yeah, I know. It's a girl now.
Okay, right, Noah. Right.
Afro, I have a question for Foundation, but I want to respect the space. I don't want to jump in, so I'll fall back. If it's okay for me to ask a question, I'll let you tell me.
Yeah, just real quick, because then I want to get to what Biggest has to say in response to that. You can ask him the question.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks, Afro. When you said, okay, so you said, okay, you don't want to be beefing, we don't want to be, adversarial, etc. Um, so in order for us to be adversarial, then you have obviously um, an opposite stance to ICE. I didn't. You never really elaborated in detail with where your stance really lies in reference to, um, literally, to be frank with you, what Afro was stating, because I'm 100%. He kind of said it for me already. If it's things that if there are things that's going to be a direct opposition and things that are going to be in detriment to foundational Black Americans, which happens to be this hardcore immigration and or illegal, and I want to be careful with what I say. You really didn't go into detail with, why you feel maybe opposite of that. Could you elaborate a little bit more, if you don't mind, with respect?
Are you sure? Are you sure you're asking that question to foundational and not because it was the Biggest who? Yeah,
Whoever
he's
said it.
the
I'm
one. Yeah,
sorry,
he's the one
Afro.
who. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It
And
was a
that's what
lot
I
going
wanted to.
on. I didn't know who said what. So it was
Mm-hmm.
somebody that said that.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that.
No problem. No problem. All right. So
What was
now,
the
what do
wait?
you have
What
to
was the
say in
question? What was
response?
the question?
The
Well,
question was, is
go
based
ahead.
off of, hold on, let me just, based off of what I said, what do you have to say about the fact that it is not even a fact or up for debate? I mean, it's not even a theory or up for debate. It is a fact that illegal immigration, by all studies and all metrics, is a detrimental inclusion to the Black community. All right. It is across the board, period. Point blank, period. And because of that, the Black community suffers with their presence here and with their immigration here. The Black community suffers in multiple different facets, and their removal actually does help in a lot of different ways. So now that that's been stated as a fact, what do you have to say?
I would say more so I would want to see the studies because from the studies that I've reviewed from the NCAA it was
Okay.
more related to Black people that don't have a or a high school diploma are typically the ones that are affected by illegal immigration or immigrants in general taking their jobs. But I haven't seen a wide scale of studies that show that they
Okay.
overall
First off,
harm Black Americans.
all right. Let's say that that's not necessarily the truth, but let's say that for the sake of the argument, should the black folk who don't have a college degree, should they just
High school
suffer?
diploma.
If you don't got a college degree, then damn you, even if you're a citizen, and
No,
now you're
high
second
school
placed and
diploma.
subjugated to people who also don't have a college degree. These people are not coming over here with college degrees or even high school degrees.
Repeat what you said one more time. You said should they be
Okay. And yes, in the last few years, with millions and millions and millions of immigrants mainly coming from south of the border, they're not coming with degrees or certifications or anything like that. They're not. All right. We know that. A lot of them are not even coming over with official paperwork. All right. We know that. Right. And I'm saying their presence collectively harms the foundational Black Americans collectively. And now you're saying, well, no, they only harm you not denying that they harm, period. You're just saying that they only harm people without college degrees. And I
high
said,
school diplomas?
even hold on, even if we go by that, is it okay that because a Black person doesn't have a degree means that they should be second class to an immigrant who came over illegally?
Right.
I think that in this current day and age, I think that if you don't have a high school diploma, I think that you have to
That's not
figure
what
out
you
a
said
way
at first,
to.
but keep going.
Yeah,
Remember
I was
that,
gonna
y'all. That's
say.
not what he said at first. He
Yeah,
said college degrees at first. Just remember. Now he's switching it. Now he's lowering the bar
No, wait,
the
wait. I
high
have to
school
reiterate.
diploma, but
It was
okay.
in the NCAA study, in the NCAACP study. It said that this was years ago, and this has also been other sources have debunked it. But this is the study that I believe because it's the NAACP. But the study referred to the fact that illegal immigration can affect people, African Americans that don't have a high school diploma, specifically because they'll be forced to go against other low skilled workers for labor. So that would mean that Latin people that are here illegally would play a part in going against them in terms of the labor force. The issue that I have though is that my question is, if you don't have a high school diploma, I think you would naturally have to fight against a lot of other groups of people in a lower status because you don't have a high school diploma. So you generally can't do a lot of things against many groups. So I don't see them as being our main form of competition.
And
So I
no,
would see
okay,
the
even if they're not our main form, should we allow it? Period. Let's flip it. Let's flip it, right? Let's flip it. Let's say we all went to Mexico or anywhere else in South America. Let's say that. And we were only getting the low level blue collar jobs that you didn't need a degree for. What do you think the locals would say in that country? Do you think that they would be accepting of it? Oh, they're just the low level jobs that nobody wanted anyway. Do you think that they would be as tolerant as we've been told we need to be?
I don't know.
No, you
I
know the
don't know what they
answer.
would
No,
say.
you know the answer. Don't do that. You know the answer. The fact that you hesitated means you do know the answer. You know, if we went anywhere else in the world and took any type of anything, or even if the people felt we were taking anything from them, they would not tolerate that at all. They wouldn't be all like, well, it's just a non-college degrees, which is not true.
My
Let me show you.
question
Let me
though
tell you
is
something else. Listen,
Hey, stop
let me
asking so many questions and listen, Biggest.
hold on.
Go ahead,
Let me
Esther.
show you. Let me show you something else. It's not just the jobs, quote unquote, that they're taking. All right. Do you understand that major cities like Chicago, New York? I was at Congress. Okay. I was at the Capitol when Eric Adams, who was the mayor at the time, Brandon Johnson, and other mayors of major sanctuary cities testified to how much money they've spent on illegal immigration. So much so to the point where these major cities are billions of dollars in debt. They've all testified on oath that these cities are in billions of dollars of debt, so much so that they've had to have hiring freezes. Okay, that means actual Americans have not been able to be hired. Okay, they've had to lay people off. They've had to cut different programs. They've made massive cuts left and right. So much so also, and this is because I'm there and I'm actually seeing it. I'm actually talking to these people. Also, for instance, in Chicago, they've had to up the taxes on everything to make up the budget that they've been blowing on a bunch of illegal immigrants. This affects everybody in the city. This is not just affecting the low level high school dropouts. Okay. Every tax, all of the taxes, property taxes, food taxes, bag taxes, transportation taxes, all of these things have gone up, and that affects everybody in the city. So no, their presence here is not just affecting a very small minority of people who weren't going to make it anyway, which is what you're implying.
But my question would still be what? So
Now, hold on. Just acknowledge that.
yeah, I was saying
And
I
you
understand what you're
concede to that.
saying.
Do you think that that is problematic enough for them to leave?
No,
Wow.
Damn. Oh, what
and
is
the
it on the
Can I
test?
try,
the
Okay.
reason why is
Esther?
Damn.
wait,
Okay.
can I respond
Wait,
real
wait,
quick?
wait. Hold on,
Biggest.
y'all. Hold on. May I ask your ethnic group before I continue?
I'm African American. I was born in America. My family's African
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on,
American.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold
I don't play
on,
like that.
Get
hold on.
him.
You
Don't
were
get
born in America
defensive.
doesn't make you
1 minute, Zandria.
No,
I'm
my
sorry.
lineage
I'm
has been in
sorry. I'm
America
sorry,
for centuries.
X. I'm sorry, X.
For 1 minute, that's all I asked you. You identify as an African American. But conveniently, the immigrants from the continent migrate here and feel they're African American. They have a first child here, right? And then they think that child is African American. People cannot migrate into our status because that's what African American is. So where have you traced your ancestors to?
My lineage has been here for centuries. I don't have to do a DNA test. My family has been here for centuries. So my family was a part of the slave trade. So yes, I would consider
Okay,
myself to
thank
be
you.
African American.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And you prefer the
And I'm
term
clarifying
African
this.
American.
BX, can I clarify this? Because in the comments, this is what happens when
No,
people
no,
no,
we're
no,
don't
no.
not gonna
Don't
get
know
address the
into the
comments. No,
comments.
people.
no,
That's
no,
why I
no,
be going
no,
off
no,
the rails.
no.
But
You're
I
here
want to
to
tell you
address the
something.
prompt in the panel. You're here to address the
Right.
prompt in the panel. Every time people do that, they want to address the comments. There's 400 people in the comments. All right.
Okay,
Or
so
in the
I'm going to
room.
tell you this. You feel that that's not enough to still want them to go. But I'm going to tell you, since there's been influx or they've been allowed, the melanated immigrants I'm talking about, to migrate to places such as New York, they purposely locked us out of home ownership. And you could go to Oxford Press for that information. You could go to the National Library of Medicine for that information. So here was our ancestors and elders could not buy homes from white tea people, but the Caribbean was able to circumvent those situations and buy the homes. I don't disagree with them getting a form of an opportunity. It's what they willingly did afterward. And what was that? They purposely only sold to their own. So when we look at the small hats, we look at the Asians and we say, wow, they play a good, and the Latinos too, can't leave them out. They play a good, he's going to research, they play a good form of group economics, so do the melanated immigrants, right? One of the things they did to us was lock us out of home ownership, purposely, after they got the opportunity. We can go to Congress. We could get out of home ownership and everything and go to Congress. Yvette Clarke is a Jamaican immigrant. Her mother had a seat in Congress. She now has a seat in Congress. She's on a record number of caucuses. She even invented some caucuses for her people to benefit. What she has done is taken the head of the CBC. She's Jamaican. She's the head or the co-chair of the Caribbean Caucus and the Haitian Caucus. She has a caucus for multicultural media. She's on the caucus, I think, for Haiti women and girls. She's also on the caucus for Black women and girls, but Black has become blanketed and appropriated. So what she's doing is she's securing funding for Haiti to stimulate their economy. She's also secured funding for some Caribbean nations, but she's also here calling for more immigrants to Brooklyn. So parts of Brooklyn look the way it is. So they're in our government running amok, and they have the head person in charge who's not a Black American, but she could stand so emboldened to say we, us, our, we don't need, or she doesn't believe that we support the SAVE Act in such a number. Who is she to do that? Why should we have any sympathy for people who are locking us out of opportunities? And this has been proven throughout time since they started to migrate here with tactics they learned from the British West Indies. They came here with a certain mind frame, and we've been treating them as a marginalized group who deserve fairness and kindness like we were asking for, but they in that government. Look at Westmore. No to a study. Look at Brian Donalds. My family's Jamaican and Panamanian. I can't advocate for them to get reparations. Look at Kamala. I won't do anything for specifically Black Americans, but she specifically touched our ancestors' Freedmen's Bank, right? And included all these people, the Native Americans, who also get a form of reparations. So, I mean, it's so unfair to us, and you want them to remain here? It's not their right to be here. It's a privilege that they over abuse. And I'm going to land there.
You can say one thing, then we're going to move on. I got to circle the room a little bit too, so.
I didn't. I was trying to answer your original question, but
okay. And now, yeah, you can go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why I was saying it was not a big enough issue for me is because I look at the benefits as well. So, for instance, illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants bring in about, and I'm gonna pull up some.
You can call them illegal. It's okay.
I'm gonna pull up some. That's what they are. I'm gonna pull up some sources real quick. Am I allowed to show my screen?
Yeah, the king of receipts here. Marshall is
okay.
Also
you want to show your screen? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Am I?
Yeah.
No, you're not the king of receipts. I was talking about foundational.
No, yeah. He says he got some receipts. Let's see them.
So,
because when we show our receipts, I want it to be shown that we're showing. I can't even I can't switch you out. Hold on. Yeah, read them off. Let me see what I can do. Hold on.
So the undocumented immigrant population and its tax contributions are relatively concentrated in just a few states. 6 states raised more than $1 billion each in tax revenue from undocumented immigrants in 2022, and together these states made up nearly 2/3 or 64% of all state and local tax collections from undocumented immigrants in that year. Those states are California, 8.5 billion, Texas, 4.9 billion, New York, 3.1 billion, Florida, 1.8 billion, Illinois, 1.5 billion, and New Jersey, 1.3 billion. So for me, I feel like when you mention them taking money or something like that, I think that can be. I get what you're saying, but I also think how much does it outweigh from the fact that they're taking jobs that a lot of Americans don't want to already have in the first
Like
place.
what? Like
That
what?
is
Like
so
what?
Right.
Like,
true.
hold
And
on, hold
so
on.
And then
Anytime somebody
also,
says that,
wait,
like what jobs do Americans absolutely refuse to do that were
they
not
take a
being
lot
done?
of
Like what?
they take a lot of low labor jobs. For instance,
Like
most
what? Like
Americans.
what? Like what? Don't just say low labor. See, they're very vague with the quote unquote
Right.
job that America's just refuse to do. Like what? Be
Well,
specific,
one
please.
one specific job that doesn't actually have as many people going into are construction. That's why they take a lot of construction positions. And you
Right.
can look at,
Okay.
and
Oh,
I can
do
show
another one. Do
statistics.
another one. Do
I can
another
show
one.
statistics behind this, and then other typical low labor hand jobs where you're doing stuff and you're using your physical hands. So yeah,
Yeah. It's
Okay.
plenty of
So
Black Americans who use
construction,
those jobs.
construction.
and I'm going to
So
show a
they're
Yeah.
source
coming
for.
over.
Can I
Wait,
show my
wait,
They're
source
wait.
for
coming
that
over
one
here.
as well?
Hold on.
Oh
Hold
wow.
on. You just showed that. You just gave us your receipt, so let's respond to it now. Now we're going to respond to it. He gave us his receipts. Now here's the thing. As far as construction, that's not the case at all. We've had ICE be called multiple times on different construction sites and then be deported and then replaced with actual black American citizens. The reason why, and this is the thing, the reason why these construction companies prefer to hire a whole bunch of illegal immigrants is because of cheap slave labor, essentially. Okay, they don't have to pay them as much. They don't have to do the whole paperwork process and insurance and all of that stuff, overtime, all of the high pay that they would have to do when it comes to actual citizens, because we have workers' rights in this country that if they pay them under the table, they don't have to pay for any of that stuff, which is actually, if you know about business, the most expensive part of running a business is the labor. And if they can get it for half or a third of the price, they're going to do that. And they're using the excuse that nobody else wants to do it. So there's no mass pushback among American society.
And don't
That's
Uh,
already
also
been
don't
debunked.
so where I
don't leave out
disagree
the
with
fact that
that.
when they hire these illegals, they also stick together and they it's like they come in groves. They all come in groups and they stick together. So it's a lot of them. They push the Black Americans that may be in there out, and that's just not even with construction. That's for damn near any job, restaurants, whatever you want, whatever lane you want to go to. But then when they get in, they get everybody else out and get their people in. So let's not
So
ignore that we've just been pushed out of a lot of these jobs. Now we just don't want them. So that's a lie.
Now,
I
hold
want
so
to
on. You
give the
showed your receipt. Hold
scholarship
on. You
yeah, I
behind
showed
have
your
it.
another
receipt.
source because I always
Hold
show
on. Hold on.
receipts.
Hold on. We got time, brother. We gonna slow
Uh,
down.
we
Hold
got time
on.
today, huh, Afro?
Now, foundational is up here, and he got some receipts too. So we gonna be fair. We got to show everybody
Wait, that's
receipt.
Chat GBT. Come on
all
now.
right, so excuse me, it got links under it, so we can click those links also. So we're not gonna play that game. I didn't cut you off, so give me the same space to not cut me off. We have decorum here. Okay, let's not get emotional. So now, when we talk about first of all, when you talk about the little billions of dollars in taxes, the taxes don't go directly into the Black American community. Let's be clear, it's for the whole United States of America, right? And so let's go with those taxes, that little bit of taxes that he did say that they contribute to the United States of America. What we talking about right now is the remittances. The remittances is $97 billion. That's $97 billion leaving the United States of America. And where are these immigrants? Where are these immigrants? They are in our community. So if $97 billion is leaving the United States, that means that's $97 billion that's leaving our communities. So what are we talking about? The little 5 billion here, the little 8 billion here, where $97 billion is leaving our community, being extracted out of our 1.9 to $2.6 trillion and leaving our communities. And now one thing I will say is that we're not going to sit here and act like these are just non-diploma jobs and low-hand jobs, because we just had 200,000 truck driver jobs, right? 200,000 that illegal immigrants that was removed from truck driving, that now Black Americans and Americans in general can now have these jobs, right? We have nursing jobs that people are getting through the DACA program, right? Do special DACA programs and things like that, where they can go and they can get the nursing program and don't have to be in no debt, don't have to have to pay nothing back, and pretty much be a nurse slate free without any issue. Right. And so we're not going to sit there and act like this is just low level jobs, even with the construction. Now these companies is not going to pay $1 a day to these illegal immigrants Now they're going to pay American prices. Right now, they're going to hire Americans. They forced to hire Americans now. So we're not going to play the game of, well, these are low-level jobs, because, again, if you guys were in the white tea communities, it'll be January 6th in 24 hours. But you in our communities undermining and taking from our communities. It is what it is. It's not just a non-diploma jobs. It's jobs in general. You guys have immigrant programs. And then you guys can now jump into our Black grants and scholarships. So you got programs specifically for immigrants to help catapult you forward, right? All kinds of different money and different groups and programs and organizations to help catapult you forward. And then you get the jump rope back and forth between Black status and getting the grants and scholarships and different programs and different grants through the minority of Black Americans. So you guys get the double dip in both. And then at the same time, turn around and say, quote unquote, immigrants are doing better when you're getting all these different resources and jump rope between programs. So we're not going to play that game, family. We're not. You're not going to gaslight us. Having immigrants here is a no bueno for us. I'm sorry. We tried it. It's not. If me, Afro Lee, and every Black American was to go to any country, you name it, we'll go. And we set up businesses, set up shop, and we hire our own friends and family, and we don't hire no immigrant or no native of that country, we are going to economically destroy that community. Even if we pay a little taxes, we're going to economically destroy that community. That's going to be pretty much American colonization if we do that. So again, now imagine that. That's just us as Americans. Imagine multiple nations in our communities doing just that. It's economic devastation and economic colonization. So we're not going to come up here and gaslight and play games.
I address that.
I'm gonna give you 1 second because we gotta move forward.
I have a lot of sources. I
ain't gonna kick you off. I ain't gonna kick you off because this is educational, but we are gonna have to move forward.
So the first thing I was gonna address is ChatGPT is not an adequate source for a lot of reasons. And I can actually show you a Duke.edu source where we're talking about how it's not reliable and it's not fully up to date on a lot of things. The second thing I was gonna address was the fact that you're still misunderstanding the fact that immigrants are still taking low labor jobs, and this is from Brookings.edu. I'm gonna read this off real quick. Give me 1 second. However, undocumented workers often work in the unpleasant, backbreaking jobs that native-born workers are not willing to do. So a lot of the jobs they're taking, and then explains.
Hold on. You said that foundational source is not credible because it's ChatGPT. So you just ruled out every point he made.
I'm like,
just because it's ChatGPT,
Yes.
you just completely ruled out. You're not saying it doesn't make sense, it doesn't add up, or anything like that. You said, well, because you showed ChatGPT, therefore none of the points you made is legitimate. Now, we've already argued that there is not a job in this country that citizens are unwilling to work, because newsflash, most of these jobs citizens already work. There's not a job in America that American citizens are not also working. It's just a lot of jobs that these companies prefer to hire illegal immigrants, and these are major corporations who are trying to get the most bang for their buck.
Now, Afro, let me, if you don't mind, I'm gonna clear this out, because obviously this Australopithecus don't understand that there's links that comes with ChatGPT, right? And so this is the link I clicked on the ChatGPT, which is bea.gov. That literally says the same thing I just said. So if you want to say, well, hold on, if you want to say that that's ChatGPT, then now I clicked on the link that's on the same ChatGPT, which is bev.gov.gov, right? And it's saying the same thing. Now, what's your excuse now on everything I said? Because now you're just making excuses.
Finally, you put up an actual
utilize.
source.
Excuse me.
Not ChatGPT.
Excuse me.
Nah, you getting sassy now.
Excuse me. So as I was saying, again, everything I said still stands. Just because I utilize ChatGPT, again, with source, anybody with a fraction of a brain can understand that ChatGPT has sources with them. Yes, there are sometimes ChatGPT is not. That's why you ask for the source that come with it, and that's why I have the links and the sources. We got to start utilizing our brains, utilizing more than 3%, because it's real simple. So if it makes you feel better, Here's the link, right?
And stop with
Damn.
that in the comments. Let me just say this too. When you say they're taking low level jobs, they're taking our youth, right? Our youth fast food jobs too. I went to, we've been going to McDonald's, it's all immigrants and they're old ass immigrants taking the huge jobs. And let me tell you something. Y'all all want to talk about our violence rates, our this, our that, and the third, but studies do show that if we increase job opportunities, right, employment opportunities, crime will decrease in our communities, especially among our youth. You know what I'm saying? So now they got to scramble and hustle to get a prom dress or a tuxedo for the prom or pay graduation fees. That stuff is not fair to us. Those opportunities that are handed to them, they should really fight for in their own countries. And I see what you said about Marshall in the foundational in the comments. Cut it out before I mute you all the way. Right? He's going to talk about good boy. There's no dogs on this panel, sir.
Yeah, see, he getting real
Yeah.
bitchy because he losing. That's what that is.
You know what that is, and I'm gonna say this last point. What happens is when you start breaking down their narrative, they come off like the soft and sweet wolf in sheep clothing. But when you start breaking the narrative, the reptile brain activates and they get emotion, right? And they start crashing out. Now let me talk about the point of well, they only taking low level jobs that nobody want. No, it's not that Americans don't want it, because Americans will take any job. It's a simple fact that these companies know that these people in their countries, they make $5 a month.
Yep.
Right. So they know for them making $5 a month, little to nothing, they can come here and charge them $1 a day. And they'll be happy with that little dollar a day because they used to make $5 a month. And so now if they start now removing these people and having American prices, you'll see people in the farms doing their thing. Americans in the farms. You'll see, you listen, 25 to 30 an hour, 35 to 40 an hour, you'll see some Americans, I promise you.
Right.
You're going to see some Americans. But Americans is not, of a few, especially black Americans, we don't do that. $1 a day, huh? No, hell no. We ain't doing no dollar a day. And so therefore these companies are utilizing y'all as 2026 enslavement in 2026. And y'all bragging about it. Well, y'all don't want the jobs, and y'all being enslaved because they know y'all make $5 a month. That's not a good thing. Let's stop playing games.
Can I say something on that? I know these programs that somebody that went through a program when they got out of jail or whatever, and it was a program to where they let the person that just got out of jail go to school to become a construction worker. Once they finished the job, they were supposed to have a job already lined up. Come to find out, they can't even find jobs for these people because the jobs are all taken by these illegal immigrants. So it's just a waste of time. They wasted their time, they wasted the person's time, and they went to school for nothing.
Not for nothing, Halo, because the tides are turning. I hear in certain places, certain cities and states, we're seeing more of us out there on the construction sites. So let's let Donald Trump and ICE do what they got to do while we do what we got to do. I say get the skill, right? Because we also have Black construction company owners. One I was in talks with, I asked him to come for the next State of the Union of Black America because he wants Black Americans. He doesn't want to hire the other folks, right? But it's a matter of getting the word out that he's looking for Black Americans that want to work those fields. So it's maybe not for nothing, but I get your frustration because I'm tired of this mess here too. They do lock us out of job markets, home ownership programs. They're locking us out of government, voting no to our repair. And nobody's speaking against CARICOM, who's fighting for their repair, or the fact that Ghana is actually in New York and been in New York since February. Doing this global framework for reparations. Why do the immigrants need? They already got their reparations.
Hold on. Before we get off, we're gonna have to move on because there's a couple of people who haven't spoken yet.
All jobs matter.
But before we do that, I want to say recently there was a case in Illinois, not Chicago, but Illinois, where an police officer was fired and arrested, and they went through his background, and it turned out he wasn't a citizen. You have whole police officers who are illegal immigrants. You have there was another case, I think it was in Iowa or something like that. You have whole school superintendents who are illegal immigrants. So all of this, they only do the low level jobs and they're only working at McDonald's and only doing stuff that people don't want to do. No, they're everywhere doing anything and everything they can do. There is not a single thing that if they were given the opportunity, they wouldn't be doing. And the Democratic Party is giving them that opportunity. All right. I just want everybody to keep that in mind, but let's go on. Let's move on so we can get to everybody. Wilder says you only have a little bit of time left, so I want to make sure I get to you before you drop off.
Hey, how you doing? He just dropped, but I really came
I
up
dropped him. I'm
to, how
sorry.
y'all doing today? Oh, it's okay. He was centering himself. Nobody got time for that. How y'all doing? I could speak to what Afro's saying. I'm from Chicago and my property taxes went up, right?
Mm.
So they did spend a lot of funding that came out of nowhere for illegal migrants in this city, but cannot fund our public schools or put more forth programs into our neighborhoods. Immigration is not good for Black Americans. I don't care about nobody else. It's wage stagnation. We have to also include HB1 visas, right? When they drop studies from Google, which is a big company, you have Black people who working there with more education, right, and more experience, making 125,000, while somebody else that's YT making 180, right? That's what they
Mm-hmm.
do. They hire people with HB1 visas for a job that's supposed to be 120 and pay them 80. It's indentured servitude. So
Yeah.
these people don't have an issue with immigrants being treated any kind of way and being tied to indentured servitude. Another thing, like BX said, is the jobs. When you go into McDonald's or jobs that typically used to be for teens when we was growing up, it's filled with grown adults that you can't even get in. If you look at Uber or delivery services, you cannot get in,
Oh
right?
yeah, they took that
Because
all the way
illegal,
over. They
Yeah.
took that all
even
the way
our
over.
public schools. I pulled my kids out of school and put them, I was gonna move them anyway, but I pulled them out because during Black History Month, they had a bunch of illegal migrant kids come and they got them translating in Spanish to their parents during Black History Month. Why would I want my
What?
kids to see that at a KIPP school? I yanked my
Mm.
kids out, right? So I put Black Americans over everybody and everything. To Noah, I'm from Chicago. Ain't no Black man picking no Latino or Latina over Black women. So you can get that out your head while you in the comments yapping, talking crazy. That's not my city. I don't see that. So I
Noah
don't know
don't
who
even
you
show
talking
her
about.
face, so I don't know what she's talking about.
She just be
She in
saying
the
shit.
comments. That's another reason I came up because I don't like that narrative playing with Black men like that. I got Black sons, right? And she
Right.
in the comments talking about some, oh, Black men don't want. I don't care about no illegal immigrant. We want y'all out of here. I'm from Chicago. I don't want them next to me. They need to go back and fix their countries.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
All right, Chicago, stand up. Hold on. Let's get to Cloudness. Been waiting patiently. I appreciate your patience.
Peace, peace, family.
Peace.
So, I wanted to talk about that lady that she was talking about during the Trump administration, how that they getting all this pushback. It's only coming from these democratic cities where it's happened. All these sanctuary cities. If they let immigration do what they're supposed to do, there won't be. If they let them do it like Obama did, then there won't be no problems. Because right here in Texas, we not having that problem with the police and immigration working hand in hand. I live in a border town. I'm in a border state, so I've seen it, the immigration thing. So, what are you talking about? They taking low level jobs? No, I'm a heavy equipment operator. I got bumped out of my job. I'm going back to school for a CDL now because now they opened up all these jobs. But no, I'm not playing that. Get them all out. See what they fail to realize is immigration. They're not like police. They're not local police, so they don't have the same tactics. They don't operate in the same manner, shape, and fashion. Check this out. I was driving through West Texas one time and I got lost. And I went the wrong way and I went in one of those little towns where they seen I was black. They jumped about, they came about the ground on my ass. You know what I'm saying? It was immigration. They kept me there for 40 minutes, detained me for 40 minutes because they're like, what are you doing down there? They questioned me and everything. So listen, if anybody was around back in the 80s and the 90s during the epidemic we was going through, nobody had a problem how they was handling us. They really handled these people with kid gloves. So really, they ain't really getting done how they supposed to be done. You're illegal. You're criminals. You ain't got no business over here. Take your ass back to where you at, and you could be safe. You don't have to worry about ICE tearing your ass up. They're really handling you people with kid gloves. Listen, man, I just to hear people, goofy ass people, get up on this panel and talk about, oh, they only taking the low level jobs. You're a damn lie. You're a damn lie. I'm sitting here watching this in Austin. I live here in Austin.
Just
ain't nothing but immigrants.
Try not to use
just be careful with the curse words. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just hear all this nonsense. I've been sitting here just listening patiently to this clown sitting here talking nonsense. That's what he was, a clown. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand these people, man.
I get you, bro. I get it. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna land my plane because I'm subject to say something that I shouldn't say, so I'm gonna land my plane there, dog.
Appreciate that. All right, now Noah, I know you disagree with everything you've heard so far. So what's on your mind?
Wait a minute before you go to Noah. Afro, Pink Girl there was saying black people are primarily the ones on EBT. So that's, and then I muted Pink Girl because I don't want to hear that shit. We'll read that. But yeah, I just wanted you to know that.
Pink Girl.
You finished with Noah. Yeah.
All right, I get you, Pink Girl.
Which is a lie. We all see
every time I come on this stage, I don't even know what to say. But
you keep coming, Noah. Now come on, don't do that. You be loud in the chat room every time, and then you get up here and be like, I'm so shy and scared, and I don't know what to say. Y'all gonna beat me. Don't do that. Have the boldness you had in the chat room.
I'm bold. Let me be bold.
All right, Jen, come on now.
So the first thing I want to say is, Ghanaians are in the UN right now advocating for y'all to get your reparations and to get y'all justice.
That's a problem.
One moment. Well, I gotta clear up the misinformation, right? So what they are doing is not advocating for foundational Black Americans. They are advocating for a global framework which tanks our reparations, especially since we're having hearings in New York. This is why I don't want immigrants even speaking on us, our issues, or even thinking they should govern over us. Because you only take one piece of the information and then use it for a narrative. The Ghanaians are for self. They're bad businessmen. They participated in the slave trade, trading people from the continent to the Europeans, and then want to spin the block centuries later and say it was the most horrible crime and that we deserve. They don't deserve nothing. And that's me not cussing. Y'all Africans don't deserve a thing, especially if it comes off the back of Black Americans. Take business classes, but don't play with us.
That's cap. Like, you keep using comments. You keep commenting, but we need you to speak because you're on the panel and it's your turn to speak. So speak.
Did I not get muted? Okay. So anyway, I'm not gonna get into all that. I mean, people who want to read, it's online.
Speak on the subject, Noah. God damn.
Okay,
you be doing this shit. Stop.
That ties into the subject because y'all hate.
It really don't. It don't. They ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. You the first person brought that shit up.
Okay. Next thing I want to say is.
Now you got me cursing.
The next thing I want to say is, these immigrants, right? Immigrants. You can't call a human being illegal, first of all. So
oh my God, it takes so long. You be so mouthy in the chat room, and then God,
I'm trying to collect my thoughts because y'all like to mute people.
No, you've been collecting your thoughts the whole time. You've been up here for a minute,
y'all
Noah.
Like to mute people, so I'm trying to collect my thoughts and say what I need to say.
Well, don't chastise us. Just answer the part.
You said that we don't like immigrants. Let's start there.
Y'all.
You said we dislike immigrants, so start there.
Yeah, why y'all dislike immigrants? It's not.
Why is Ghana deporting Nigerians? Why is Ghana deporting Nigerians if it ain't no such thing as illegal land? Why are they deporting them and bopping them upside their head and boycotting?
Sometimes they get deported, sometimes they don't. It happens both ways.
Okay, so you should self-deport.
I'm not saying
nobody want to hear no goofy African with this nonsense.
Girl,
all right, you know what? No, okay, stop. Clearly, you don't have much to add to the conversation. We're gonna move on. You really don't. No, you don't. You don't know what you're saying. No, you asked, why do y'all hate immigrants? No, stop that. That means you don't get nothing to say.
Immigrants are not taking your job.
That means y'all don't have nothing to say.
Are not causing issues. when they get rid of immigrants, I mean, it's just
Don't
going to be
you dare
100% back
say.
It's the
on
man that
us.
unalived.
No,
It was a man that
but let me
unalived the
explain
woman
this
not
to
too long
you.
ago. He was a legal immigrant.
I got something to tell you, Noah. I got something to tell you. Black Americans have always been on our own, right? And we especially thrive when immigrants aren't in the mix. Your numbers have done nothing for us but subjugate us further. You can't fearmonger a Black American that understands Black American history, man. Immigration and integration are the two systems that harmed us the most, and the Democrats uphold it all. And their original party of slavery, ma'am. And that's why they condone illegal immigrants taking low-wage jobs, making themselves indentured servants. That's basically what they are. I would never compare them to a slave, though, respectfully, my brother, foundational, because that was brutal and it was generational and it wasn't willing. So, Noah, don't worry about what happens when y'all leave. We are the reason y'all are here, right? But we've always done better when y'all aren't. I didn't land. I didn't land.
Came here to say that, really.
I didn't land.
We
have always done better without the immigrants.
They said that's why you mad.
Always done better. We don't need you, ma'am.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact, BX. I apologize.
No problem.
Did she just say they doing better than us? Did you just say that?
It's impossible.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. Please.
Can we just move on from Noah? She don't have nothing to add to the conversation.
Lie.
Let's go ahead and get her.
No, you came up here to waste time, to be honest with you. You don't have your thoughts together. You don't know what you're talking about.
She don't have the range with foundational. They never talk about how much we spend annually on undocumented immigrants, even in the medical system.
And I want to go after Pink. I don't want to go.
They never talk about
I want to hear
that.
what Pink got to say before I go.
Go ahead, Pink. Clearly, y'all see I'm kind of occupied.
Hey, how are you?
Go ahead. Pink.
Yeah, how are you? I'm just listening. I was just listening the panel, and I hear a lot of hatred.
What, you Hispanic?
I'm half Black and half Salvadorian.
What kind of black?
You Hispanic then?
What's the black? Black what?
I can tell by your accent. That's the reason I asked. How do I know?
That's fine, but I'm born here.
I've never interacted with you before. I'm like, yeah, you're Hispanic.
But look, my thing is,
what's the ethnic background?
I'm going by the data. Okay,
girl, what's the ethnic background for the black?
Can I talk?
Girl, you about to get rocked. Answer the question. What's the black side? What is the ethnic background to the black side? Now don't just say black, because you know y'all be on bullshit. Go ahead. Say what's the ethnic black? What is it?
African American.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Is it African or
is it first generation?
But look, don't get mad at me. I'm just here giving my opinion out. Look, I honestly hear a lot of hatred talking about.
I read a lot of hatred in your comment, right? You said, well, Black people are the ones on EBT.
Data. I'm going by the data.
Your parent is a welfare recipient? Is that what you're telling us, since you're biracial?
I'm going by data, ma'am. Don't get mad because the data is there.
What do you say about the Somalians? They're on welfare at a higher rate than Black Americans, right? Mm-hmm. So are white people, ma'am. What data are you looking at?
I'm looking at all data. Hispanics, Armenian, Korean.
So here's my thing, Pink. Here's my thing. Nobody said like, we hate you, we don't like you, you look ugly, you move a little different, you talk a little different. We said the data also, but when we say the data, all of a sudden you're putting out the boogeyman name of hate. All of a sudden
because what I was hearing from the panel, like, get them out of here.
No, nobody said that, man.
And,
nobody said get them out of here. All we did was bring up data, numbers, and statistics. That's it. The brother we thought the biggest, the biggest brought up his data. I brought up my data. I demolished him with my data, and that was it. Nobody said nothing like that at all. Which you're pushing that, and you
no, Ms. Wilder said get them all out of here, illegals. But don't get mad at the illegals. Get mad at the companies that are hiring these illegals.
No, the illegals, yes. Just like right now, if you look at some of the countries, they getting them out of there too. They trying to get the Dominicans out of PR. They trying to get the Trinidad, getting the Haitians out. The South Africans getting the Nigerians out. Matter of fact, they even kick them out of hospitals. People in emergency needs, they're getting them out. The Ghanaians is getting out the Nigerian Igbos. Right? I can go through every country for country. It's like you guys want us to have a borderless country. You guys just want to walk through the country, do it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you didn't want us to have a borderless country, you wouldn't have a problem with us saying get the illegals out. Nobody said get the illegals out. We said get the legals out, right? So that means you want this country to be borderless. Everybody just do what they want to do, step on here and just do what they want to do. No, that's not what we're going to do.
Nah, don't put words in my mouth. I never said
No,
that.
I mean, it sounds like it because
You
if
didn't
you
have to
have
say
an
it. You read
issue,
between the
No, but
lines.
when you guys are saying they taking our jobs, and
ma'am,
go ahead
it's
and
a
You can't
fact.
take
explain.
my
No,
job.
again, it
You can't take
sounds
my
like
job.
it
Nobody
because you
said
have an
that.
issue with us. Oh, my bad, ZD.
But I heard.
I was just gonna say they are taking American jobs. Period. That's just a fact. So
But
Hmm.
we
how
can
can
move
you
that.
an illegal get an
She don't
American
qualify for
job
mine. You don't
when you
qualify for
gotta
mine, so
show
you ain't
some
talking to
type of
me.
social ITN
Girl,
number for you to
ask the
get
people that
paid?
own these damn construction
Hold
It's
on,
sites
hold
that's
called
on, hold on,
false
hiring
hold on,
all
hold
these
on,
impulse.
damn
hold on, hold
illegals.
on,
Well,
hold
ICE is
on,
running up on them
hold
and getting
on.
their
Why
Let
y'all
deportation.
me
muting
hold
me?
on, hold on. You know you just told on yourself, right? You're not that smart. You just
No,
told on
I
yourself.
said
Hold
these
on, stop. Hold
companies
on.
are
Let me tell you how
hiring
you did it.
illegals.
Let me tell you how you know because you don't even recognize you did it. So you're gonna try to walk it
I
back.
know what I
No,
said.
no, hold on. Be quiet. Now notice how she said that you shouldn't blame the immigrants. You should blame the companies for hiring them. That's what she just said. Then she's going to say, how are they getting jobs anyway? Illegals can't get jobs. They need a social security and all of this stuff and information to get the jobs. See, they know they're lying and they know the games that they be telling. You just got to pay attention to everything.
That's
You
a
wanted
fact.
us to blame the companies, but now you're saying that they're not getting hired, period. I thought you told us to blame the companies for hiring them, no.
I
Yes.
thought you said
Well,
they
look,
couldn't get hired.
look.
You
The
told two
thing is,
completely
no.
opposite
You guys are
stories.
saying that supposedly illegals are taking your jobs, right? And minimum wage. I'm in LA. I'm gonna talk about LA. Okay, the minimum wage is 17
That's in
to
California.
18 for a physical job. Okay, and I've seen it because I've done the management part where I have applications come in, and guess what? The person don't want those hours. So how can you
Ma'am, in
say?
California
And then
alone,
you
they
got a
got policies
Hispanic that
out
want to
there.
work 12-hour shift. Who you think I'm a hire?
Child, they got policies in California
Hold
where you
on.
have
Let
to
us
be.
go ahead. Hold on. What were you? You hire who? Who do you
They
prefer
keep
to hire?
muting me. See, if you cannot
Hold
let
on.
somebody
You
speak
been
like an
Continue.
adult.
California is a perfect example. That's
You
bullshit.
prefer to hire who?
Okay,
That's
I
bullshit.
work in the management part, okay,
Uh huh.
and the hiring part. So let me tell you something. If I have application, this is how a manager sees it. If you got applications coming in and you do the interviews, and I have a Latino person, Hispanic, whatever, not illegal,
Keep
legal.
going. Keep going.
Okay, but if you got a black person or a gentleman or lady, but she's very
Keep
picky
going.
with
Keep
her
going. Yeah.
hours.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
but she's very picky with her hours. And the other
going.
person says, I don't mind working any shift. Who are you gonna
Mm-hmm.
hire?
Yo,
Legal.
see,
Legal,
it's
not
out
illegal,
of
because I
their
don't
own
hire
mouth. Hold
No, you
on,
illegals.
just
that's
proved
enough.
it.
That's enough, Pink. It's out of their own mouths. We're not making it up.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's
We're
the
not
thing.
making none of this stuff up. She comes
Wow.
up and says she's in management and she picks the Hispanics over black folk to
Every
hire
time.
them, which
No,
is
don't
what
put
we've
words
been
in my
saying the whole
mouth.
time. No,
You just said it.
which is what we've been saying the whole time. The second
No,
they
you
step into
You
management,
allegedly
that's what you
bad.
just said. That's what you just said. The second they step into management, you can be damned about another black person coming on board.
Yep.
It
And
is
that's
going to be
mostly
Hispanics
bullshit.
from that point forward.
That's crazy. I
And
thought you
that's
was
what I was
bad.
gonna
You don't
say,
even care
right?
about the other side,
She over
huh?
here.
You don't care
That's
about
what I was
that
gonna
black
say.
side.
Oh, go ahead, sis.
No, go on.
No, I was
She
gonna say
is
that's what I was
tearing
gonna
that
say.
apple up.
She's not telling the truth because in LA,
how y'all muting people?
hold on,
Judge, you need to be
Well, that's what I'm
quiet.
gonna say. She's not telling the truth because in LA, what they're doing is they're cornering the market and only hiring themselves over there to the point where there's almost hardly any job. So you're not gonna tell me no black Americans are gonna not want a job when jobs are scarce over there in LA. We're not gonna play that game. You're not gonna sit here and gaslight.
Did you hear what I
You
said?
just told
Did
in
you guys
yourself,
hear what I
ma'am.
said?
No. You just told yourself because I know a black American would dare take any hours. I know how we do. We work. See, y'all go off the white tea supremacist talking points that we
Not all
lazy
of
because
them.
we not. You go off the white tea supremacist talking point that we lazy because we not just working for anything. Like, we're not working for $1 an hour. We're not doing that no more. And that's so that ever since we not working for $1 an hour, they've been saying the white team been saying we're lazy, and that's what y'all running with, and that's the problem. So you just admitted that you hire your own
The
people.
interview, sir. I'm going
You
by the
just
No,
interview.
admitted that you hired your own people, and it's definitely on brand because that's a common thread in LA. People are now being hired. They hiring their own people, and people are being pushed out.
And making requirements. They're also making
Can
requirements. They had
y'all
a whole thing out there in California because they was making requirements that you have to be bilingual. You got to know how to speak Spanish. Now, why the fuck would I have to know how to speak Spanish when we're in America and English is literally the official language? So why the fuck would I have to speak Spanish? That is a dog whistle. That was a call to these illegals, to these immigrants, to prioritize them over Americans, but more over Black Americans. That's what I'm like, in California, girl, get the hell out of here. You know you lying. That's just
Also,
this.
She already showed. Hold on, y'all. She already showed
y'all
her
get kickbacks too
anti-black.
from y'all
Hold on.
employees too, don't you?
She already showed her anti-black racism when she mentioned the whole thing about EBT.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, when she's mentioning those.
I said data. The data's there.
You didn't say data. Okay, you didn't say that. That's not what you said. And the data doesn't
I did, but
actually
you don't
show
want to
that.
hear me. You want to
Quiet,
hear
be
what your
quiet.
ears want.
Okay.
The data shows it's y'all was on it. It's y'all.
See, now she's getting frustrated, okay?
She is.
See, that's not all they do to
She's been
y'all.
telling on
Guys.
herself the whole time.
No. It's funny though, but you guys don't.
So I
Let me
need
tell
you to
y'all.
be quiet for a minute. I need you to listen to me, Pink, because you're looking at the wrong resource. I want you to go read Back of the Hiring Line by Roy Beck, and you'll see how the immigration system has harmed us, especially when it comes to employment. Right? Go do some real research. Go read some books, some scholars.
But see, y'all guys, they know this. And see what they do when they get these workers in there and they're illegal and they know they're illegal. They kick back to them the money that they're supposed to be paying. So if they're paying 17 or supposed to be paying $14 an hour or whatever, they get them in there and say, okay, I'm hiring you, but I'm only gonna pay you 7. You gotta kick me back the other 7. So that's what they do too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fact. That's a part
Can
of
I
it.
say something without y'all muting
And
people?
you know you definitely do that.
Can
Y'all
you?
do
We
Can you
grown,
hurry up and
right?
land
We
your plane
grown,
so I
right?
y'all
can
We
do
go?
that
grown.
shit.
Can you hurry up
Came in
and
the
land
room
your
and
plane?
illegal to do it.
You're gonna
You
try to
really saying
You're gonna try to backtrack on
No,
what
I
you just
said
said.
I'm going for how management sees it.
No,
If I
you
have a
going on how
person
If you're
who
you
needs,
Hispanic,
see it.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no,
no.
you didn't hear
Don't
me
You
blame it
when
get
on
I
paid for it
said,
too.
management.
you
You
didn't
said
hear me.
you said that is the decisions that you make. You make those choices.
If I need somebody to like next week to get hired, and I have a
Mhm.
girl saying, well, I can't because this and that, and then I have another person, no matter the color, okay, because
But
we're
that's
not
not
going
the
by
case
color.
though, is it?
Who you think management's gonna
She not
hire?
That's
half
not the
Black
case though, ma'am,
American.
because
Just
you know
okay. Hold
That's the
on,
you
only
know
y'all.
they
thing I
getting kickbacks
said.
from that person too. She getting kickbacks from the person she hired like that.
Hold on,
Hey,
y'all.
this is something that they're not telling y'all.
Hold
They
on.
getting kickbacks from those
Hold
people.
on, the host
Hold
is
on,
talking.
everybody. Hold on. Hold
Hold
on.
on, hold on.
You're in management of what exactly?
I'm in management and hospital work, okay? And I
Of
work with more
hospital
Black
work.
people than Hispanic. But I'm letting you know
Really?
how
Okay. Okay.
management
Hold on.
sees it.
What area is this hospital in?
I'm not gonna say my direction. It's a private hospital. That's all you gotta know.
It's a private hospital.
Yeah, it's a private hospital. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where?
I got a
I just
bachelor's
want to
for
know.
that. I'm in California. I don't gotta say specific what hospital.
I didn't ask what hospital. I said
Okay, but you
what area.
continue to say, well, where? I mean,
I said where because I just want to know about the racial demographic of that
well, I
area.
work the surgery department, okay?
You worked
And
this.
we did interviews for ICU receptionist. And
Okay.
for me, I go for what that person could give to the company. Not,
Mm.
oh my God, I need these days. No, you don't say that up front when you're trying to apply for a job. And that's the problem I've been seeing in the Black community.
Oh,
You
get
know?
out there.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
In the
So
interview. In the
every Black
Everybody.
person
interview.
said they
Okay.
need
Because
something.
I'm going to tell Afro something. She said her parent was African American, but now she's switching to the term Black. You know what that means, right? Can you tell me
Yeah.
what type of Black people, ma'am?
I'm.
Because I seen out in Los Angeles, they had a team of melanated doctors,
Oh my
principally
God.
Okay.
African, named
I'm trying to
African,
get
and
to
they were
something.
calling them
Wait a
Black.
minute. Okay. Look. Before we move on, because I don't think you even biracial. To be honest with you, I don't even think that
That's
much.
your opinion. I respect that.
But yeah. But okay. Because I have no way of confirming that. Okay. So you're a HR manager, or you're a hiring manager. You say
Mm-hmm.
at a private hospital.
Yes.
How long you been doing that?
Almost 15 years.
Almost 15
Yeah,
years.
15 years. And I worked the
And
pandemic.
you've been working for the same company,
Same hospital, yes.
same hospital. Okay.
I'm just saying for what I see.
So you've
But
been
you guys take
discriminating
it
for
Why
too
don't you
15
Why don't you
years.
do
personally.
us a favor? Why don't you do us a favor and turn your camera on?
No, I don't do that, sir. I don't turn my camera
I
on.
got my
You
camera on.
sound
What's the
like the
problem?
straightest
No,
man
people are
for a
mean.
person
People
on the
call the
board.
jobs. I've seen it on these lives.
Oh,
No.
Nobody
okay,
want to know
okay.
you like that, damn.
It
Okay,
was
can you
just
go?
my opinion.
Can I go
It's just
after
my
her?
opinion.
Because
Not all
me
illegals
personally,
take black people jobs. Let me tell
can
you.
I go?
You
Can I go?
so you
Because me
spent
personally,
15
I just got a
years
whole bunch of stuff.
discriminating black. Oh, my bad, Halo. Go ahead.
No, I got a whole bunch of stuff I
That's
want
your
to say. I know it's
opinion.
gonna ruffle pink
That don't
feathers.
mean that's
So
true.
I'm glad you're up here because I really want to put a smile on your face. So how I feel about it is me, I don't care for you people. I don't like you people. I wish you people would leave
Well, you
and
need
go build
God.
something in your own
You need God,
country.
girl. Because God says,
I
take care of
honestly
the
wish
immigrants.
you go build something in your own country and stop taking stuff that our people fought for and have strive for it in America. Stop trying to dictate what a black person should live like in America when their ancestors fought for them to live the type of life that they want to live here. Unlike your people who have, you're sitting there talking about they have time schedules and they always this, that, and the third. That's because they've been in America. They've been having stuff going on. They got things going on, unlike somebody who just got here like yesterday. Okay, yeah, they're going to be always available because they ain't got nothing to look up to other than the job that you finna give them. So don't come over here trying to tell us
Well, I do the
how we
first
should
interview,
be
then they go to the
prepared for a
second
job.
interview.
Because you're more American than you will ever be. You're an immigrant. It wasn't no
That's
nation
your
until my people
opinion.
built
That's
this
your
nation.
opinion.
It wasn't no nation until my people built this nation. If we want to live the way we want to live here, we can. I don't like you, ma'am.
Well, you got
I'm
a
a
lot of
happily
hatred because I don't
courageous
even know
person.
you, and
And
I can't
yes,
say
I
I
am.
hate you.
Because I do. It's there. It's there. That it got to that point.
She didn't say the word hate.
I
Well,
do
that's
hate you.
sad. That's
I
sad.
do. I do.
All
And the
right,
That's
all
rest
right.
of
sad.
Hold
all of
on.
you.
Let's not
Well,
get
now I
I
know
distracted
with
do.
now.
your
We don't want to
attitude,
get
we ain't gonna head
distracted. Hold on
nowhere.
now, because we
Yeah,
already got a
yeah, but
warning today.
so you're talking about how she feel and you feel like she hating, but what you doing is, if you want to talk about hate, what you doing is economic hatred, right?
Sir, I only do the first interview.
Hold on. What you're doing is economic hatred, right? Now you may say it sounds soft and sweet, and you may not say words that you may feel, but what you're doing is economically hating on and discriminating against other people. You're not going to sit here and tell me that every single black American just so busy and they have something else to do. Let's stop playing. Not every single
Look,
black
I'm gonna
American
calm it down.
is
I'm gonna calm it
busy
down.
and
But
have
I do
something to
want to finish.
do, and they got a trip here and they got a schedule here. Every single one of you
I
that you
mean, I
wanted
don't
to
know why
hire.
you get
Come
mad
on,
when
we
I'm just
gotta
talking
stop
about
playing, family.
my experience. For
Listen,
real. I mean, I
if
don't
you're
know why
gonna
y'all
tell
mad.
me all them black Americans that you interviewed had something to
I do the
do
first
and was
interview and
busy.
then they go to second interview and then see if they get the job. But I'm saying with
See,
that
that's the first.
attitude, you ain't gonna get.
See, I used to work for personnel. You get to decide if they get that second interview, ma'am. How many did you decide get to go to that second interview, and how many did you pass up for the Latino people or the Asians? I'm pretty sure they got some Asians out there and some
You
other
know, if you
folks.
work at a
So
hospital, you
you
gotta have
know
a
that. Wait, wait,
degree.
wait. I want everybody to know this. You know what I'm saying? The first interview is the first impression. She's acting like it's just one interview and the other people make the decision. That she makes the initial decision on if they get the second interview. Don't let that go over your head.
Can I say something? I
I
want to
was
finish
trying to
off.
figure out where she was, and she caught on to it a little bit too quick. But if y'all recognize that voice, y'all need to pay very close attention.
Yeah, she said she's
Y'all
in
Yeah,
in
I
the
LA
wanna.
in the hospital,
see
y'all
that she
recognize that voice. I was trying to get as
I,
much information as possible. She caught on, but it's all right.
I wanted to finish off with saying I would support ICE 100%. I support them. And I want to say that it's a lot of ways that they can get jobs. I done seen with my own eyes where I was working at a job and a manager came up to me and he showed me an ID and said that where the massacre, I call them massacres, was working. He pointed to them and he showed me an ID. He said, "Do this look like the person that's over there right now?" A whole black man on the ID. And then I looked up. It's a whole a light skin. A light skin complexion massacre. So they be using people's IDs, going through these companies that don't care to get these jobs. And then also my cousin who was working in the leasing office, he always get issues with the massacres that get hired in. First, it starts off with a white T person being the manager at the jobs that's over him, and then I guess the white T manager will leave, and then there be hired in a massacre. As soon as the massacre get in the job, they start firing all the black people, and it started refilling it up with Mexicans. And then it came to him. First, he had a higher like a position that was high in there. They bumped him down, and then eventually they fired him. Before they fired him, and like when they bumped him down, they put another Spaniard in his seat where he was at that didn't even know what they were doing as much as he did. So don't come up in here and act like we don't see what's going on, like we experiencing, like we don't got family members out here with the same stories being told. You're not telling us nothing that we seen it. We seen it with our own eyes. And no, I don't like you. And I love ICE more.
Now, let me ask this question. Do y'all think honestly, and they do say this lie as well too. I'm gonna say this and we're gonna move on. They say this lie all the time about, well, they're here and they come here and they're so flexible and they're willing to work any type of hours and they don't really have any preference and they'll work at whatever position you want them to. Do y'all think that all of the Hispanics that were coming in didn't give any type of hour requests, any type of, I need these days off, I can only work these times? The Hispanics, they will come in with all types of demands, all types of, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, and all that will get overlooked. Okay, but if a black person says, well, actually, I need to be home by this time for my kids. Oh, well, you're just not flexible enough for this job. It just seems as if you're just too busy for here. That's what they do all of the time. These Hispanics, they be sitting up there making the same damn demands. Don't let nobody tell you different. Okay, they still got kids at home they need to go home to. They ain't sitting up there working 24/7 like that. Okay, especially not in no hospital. Okay, a lot of them don't. You might have one person who's working, maybe a janitor or something like that, some older man. But even still, if he said, I need these days off, they will give that to him. They're using you're not flexible enough as an excuse. I want y'all to understand all of these. You're not flexible enough. You can't really work the hours we need you to work. That's an excuse to filter out black workers without saying, I'm not hiring you because you're black. The same thing they do with the whole bilingual excuse. Well, we just need somebody who's bilingual. So, I'm just, you need somebody who's bilingual to be a janitor. Yep. Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. And I'm just so sorry. And, these are excuses that they use to filter out any black competition. And that way they can say, well, no, it's not because you're black. It's just because you just couldn't work the hours. That's just it. I don't believe that at all. I believe that black people came up with the same damn qualifications and she skipped them to hire Hispanics as they do every time.
Can I say something about it too, brother Afro?
Yeah, go ahead.
The nerve of that Goya stepper to come up here talking real crazy about, black Americans. He's playing along the status quo of, being a contrarian and being a puppet to the YT supremacists. He's playing her position like, a lot of these people supposed to when it comes to hiring their own people. And that is a major factor in the Hispanic community. They over here not want to hire the people that's actually qualified to do these jobs. They'll hire somebody from a different country that don't have no qualifications, let alone any paperwork, to come in here and get a little kickback. You already know 9 times out of 10, most of these Hispanics and these other groups of people are getting kickbacks from some of these illegal aliens on these job sites. And this just goes to show you that a lot of these people be talking about ICE so bad, but they got, situations that if you go to their country, they have immigration customs agencies in their homeland that deal with illegal immigrants. So I don't know why these people be getting mad at ICE for doing their damn job, because I can clearly see in these other countries how they police and how they law enforcement act. It's 10 times, let alone 100 times more worse. And I truly don't believe that she was part black. I think she was a full Salvadorian, stepping on coca leaves and just acting crazy. She just wanted to come up here and say her anti-black American rhetoric, because I can tell you this right now, they have a lot of anti-black discrimination of those dark-skinned Salvadorians down there in her homeland. So she's just playing her position like the puppet that she's trying to be for these YT supremacists. And shout out to ICE. Keep doing y'all job. DEI, deport every immigrant. Then I land my plane.
Now, what was the dude who came up and said Hispanics only taking the low-level jobs that people didn't want?
Right.
Where's he at? Where's old boy at who said the Hispanics only taking the low-level jobs that nobody want? Where's he at now?
He over there blowing on his porch at Buckingham Palace in the UK, Afro. He ain't trying to pay us no mind. He was up here just babbling and stuff, biscuit crumbs all over his face, man. He wasn't doing nothing special.
I don't like when they say, oh, they use the word hate a lot. They say, oh, well, all this hate because we're telling the truth. No, the hate happened when you denied my people of that job and hired in your own people who probably wasn't even that qualified as the black person was.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the hate came in at. Don't get mad at the truth because the truth hurts. Just because every time we speak the truth, it's hate. It always got to be hate.
See, they always got to throw the thing.
Go ahead. You got it.
I'm 5 seconds. I was gonna say, they always when they come to us, and I realize it's only us. They always have a boogeyman name every time we respond to something. Like we can't have an opinion or talk about stats like they are. The moment we do the same thing, they got to give it a boogeyman name or xenophobic, hatred, jealousy, all these boogeyman names because we talking fast. We ain't curse her out. We didn't call her our name. We didn't talk about her looks.
We need to start suing. Like when stuff like that her, why she came up here with that like she better be happy she didn't give out the information because I sure was about to look it up because I show you be the company that I was suing. You'll be the company that I sued for discrimination.
On her camera. You see, she didn't show her camera and show her face because
she knew what was going on. She like, damn, they catching me. Hold on, she knew that was. She already knew.
ICE was coming to get her.
Somebody gonna figure it out because she said
to be
LA.
honest, yeah, she said enough.
Yeah, she said LA. Enough. She said she works in the ER department. Somebody gonna rewind that. Say, oh, okay, because there's only but so much management in some of these private hospitals, especially if it's private. They don't hire it's not like a hospital. They hire like 1 million people. So if it's a private place, and she says she's management in the ER department, that's all you need right there, family in LA.
Been working there for 15 years. Yeah, that's enough.
I'm gonna get my reparations one way or another because if I walk up into any job and I only see Latinos up in there and I apply for the job and y'all supposed to been hiring and I don't get the job and I see another Latino, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sue you for that. I'm gonna get my reparations one way or another.
Let me just say this because I think one of y'all brought up a custodian job. See, I do custodial work and I've been doing that over the past 10 plus years. My qualifications at my job is top tier. You ain't never seen. I'm gonna just use me as an example. I have never in my life at my job because I work at a university. They ain't never told me that to get this job, Eric, because I was doing summer work before that for the university I work at. They didn't have in the job qualifications of me being bilingual. They looked at my information, my work history, and they hired me because they know I was a good worker. And it comes a time and a place where there should be qualifications for these illegal immigrants to learn freaking English. We should have to be on these job sites knowing how to speak Spanish if it's not truly required in certain situations. Because, I mean, when it comes to my job, I clean up stuff and I deal with students all day, every day. I don't want to be dealing with people on my job not knowing how to speak English. I don't want to use Google Translator. They have to communicate to some of these people that might be my coworkers. And I said this earlier, DEI, deport every illegal. And I was supposed to say deport every immigrant. I was supposed to say deport every illegal. We need to be making some shirts and just be advertising it for ICE because I think it will give them extra momentum to keep doing their jobs. And it's a shame that the TSA workers are not getting paid, and they should be getting paid because they could be co-opting and working together to make sure that these illegals don't act up in these situations because they could be everywhere getting the taco sauce knocked out of their heads because we truly have seen these Hispanics and these other group of people been taking L after L after L, and they got to put their anger out on us on these panels because they don't have anything else to look at as a win. Not a win nowhere around in their homeland, so they got to look at America and hate on America, but they've been reaping the benefits from America and foundational Black Americans for too long. That's why she came up here babbling. She don't want the status quo to stop because she knows she's feeling that heat.
Stop telling me to start my own business because most of these immigrants don't even be having their own business. They go in taking over somebody else's ish. So don't tell me to start my business. No, my business is going to be starting within suing these people and getting my reparations behind it. That's how I'm going to start my business, by going up in here eating good off of suing everyone last of you people that's discriminating against my people. That's what we need to start doing. So let's go get that bag. Let's go get that bag.
Say something. I did ask for prayers for Sister Keita, who was having a hard time reaching New York City. from her neck of the woods. I said, because everybody don't need to know where she's coming from, but she's in the chat and she said she made it.
Oh,
So shout out
right.
to
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, yes. And she's coming to stand in solidarity with New York City as we, see what Ghana's doing at the UN and the burial site. So shout out to Sister Keita for caring enough to come to New York and stand with her favorite auntie, right? Her favorite TikTok auntie, and also to the donors who have made it possible. She is in the city, and you'll get receipts after she leaves. The main thing is to secure her safety at this time, and I appreciate her so much. I land, y'all.
All right.
Salute to y'all up there in NYC.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get to Sage. Sage, what's going on, brother? Talk to
Thank
me.
you for having me, family. I'm gonna be out, but thank you so much. Much love to y'all.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to you, Foundation.
Salute to you, brother.
Appreciate you always.
The
Go
receipt
ahead,
came.
y'all. Go get that bag. Shout out to Keita too. Shout out to Boots on the Ground. But
Foundation.
like I said, go get that bag. Let's stop letting these people get away with all this. Let's find legal ways to get these people. If they think they've been getting away with it for this long, it's time to stop them. And that's just what it is. You could be in the chat calling me a hater all you want to. You could be in the chat saying I'm uneducated and blah, blah, blah. I'm not uneducated enough that I know that's discrimination and I can get a lawsuit against you.
Sage, you up? You good? Or what's going on?
Sir, yes, sir. I was just letting the sister cook for us.
All right.
First of all, peace to the family. How's everyone doing? I wanted to address certain fallacies that was said earlier. I too work in, I want to say, corporate side of the world. Okay, so, and I too hire people into my agency as well. Well, let me break this down for you real quick and smoothly. If you are called back for a second interview, that's just for formality. Usually, you're gonna hire the person off the first interview. So that calling back for follow-up is just for formality, to be honest with you. Do people discriminate, specifically Hispanics? Absolutely. I mean, again, I live up here in New York. You have Hispanic restaurants with only Hispanics working. How is that even possible? You understand? That's only possible due to discrimination. You have city agencies that have a lot of East Indians that only work there. How is that possible? You're telling me that no one else is...
Did you just say Hispanic restaurant?
That is Rohan, isn't it?
Step of chill, man.
All right.
Is that the infamous Rohan? Oh boy.
I believe so.
This Tedder got too many damn accounts. Like he got a
Let's Sage finish. Let's Sage finish.
So thank you guys. So basically, again, that's discrimination. Secondly, the woman said something about a language barrier. Yes, you do get preferential treatment if you do speak Spanish. For an example, and I'm gonna use Zizi as an example. If Zizi is a intelligent person with a degree, but she doesn't speak Spanish, and I'm an intelligent person with a degree, but I do speak Spanish, I will automatically get a 3 from out of 1 to 10, whereas Zizi will still be on 0. You understand? So technically she will be more qualified. Now, and I hate to do this, but shout out to Trump. Why do I say that? He officially made English the official language of America recently. That was never done before. That needed to be done. So now that 3 that I just gave myself, that I took away from ZZ, that is no longer legally possible. Shout out to Trump for that. Because English should have been the official language of the Americas, of North America, because that's what we speak over here. Now, so I don't know how it is in the hospitality. No, she didn't say hospital. She said hospital, right? Yeah, I don't know how it is in healthcare. But again, first of all, that sister that y'all was arguing with, she sounds Hispanic. I don't even think she was black. If y'all heard her accent, she didn't sound black. That's for one.
Definitely not a sister.
There you go. For 2, I'm just saying sister as in female. But for 2, again, people get up here and they spew lies and they think that, people are not connected and people don't hire people in. Again, I too work in HR, so I know all the formalities. I already know all that. Let me bring y'all up to speed on something too. If you are legal, not in the other people, if you are a legal citizen here, you have a social security number, correct? Now, with that social security number, we can tell from right then what your racial makeup is. I can tell from your social security number. Now, I don't want anyone to give me their social security number, but if you are in this room and your social security number starts with a 0 or 1, I already know what you are. You understand? So before I even pull
How'd
your
you know?
name,
What does that mean? If my social security starts with a 0 1, what does that mean?
Sir, take a shower, sir. That's what that means. That means take a shower, dude. Damn. Yeah, I mean take a shower.
Here, okay?
Yeah.
Rohan, we
So
don't do that here.
again,
And
now
I don't know why
everyone's
you being
eyes just
funny with your
open.
name. Go
Sorry
ahead,
about
babe.
that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, everyone's eyes just opened up a little bit more. Because again, if your social security, and again, it's also the first number and the last number. That tells us everything about what your racial makeup is. So again, I don't need to pull your name. I don't need to see, Ricardo Estevez. I don't need to see that. I could just look at your social. And then again, because I think Sister Halo was touched up on it. That's going to be very hard for you to prove that I racially discriminated against you when I didn't even see your name yet. I just saw your social. But again, everyone in HR knows this. They're just not telling you guys this. You understand? But they know that. They know that they can find out what your racial makeup is from your social. It's a reason why we all have it, the citizens, that is. There's a reason why we all have it. And with that, I'm going to land.
All right. Yeah, that's true. Y'all didn't know that? Excuse me. I'm sitting up there. I'm fixing this stuff, man. I'm almost done though.
Afro,
I'm
I
almost
gotta
done.
say,
I got a bunch
Afro.
of tools and stuff in my hand. I'm
One
I'm
minute.
I'm getting
One
it, but
minute.
Over there, fix it, bro.
Afro,
1 minute,
Afro.
y'all. 1 minute.
huh?
Afro, brother Melrose from Melrose Radio. He says he
Yeah.
just wants to make one quick point. One quick point.
You got it, bro.
Ayo, peace, family. Can y'all hear me?
We got you.
Yes.
Yep.
Ayo, peace to the room. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on one thing about the topic. I'm hearing people talk about hiring, discrimination, and other stuff. That's true. That is happening. And recently I posted 2 videos on my pages where I'm showing FBA owned businesses, which by the way, I don't even know if they're FBA owned specifically anymore because they could have like licensed the name out or whatever, but they, professing to be FBA owned, but they're not FBA operated. So I've been saying, hey, if they want to have a majority non-FBA staff, let them have a majority non-FBA customer base.
100%.
But another thing I wanted to point out, yes, they are practicing hiring discrimination, but be these people legal or illegal in many of these cases? I just wanted to highlight this. A lot of these places that practice hiring discrimination, where it seems like they're only hiring their people, in many of those cases, they're practicing modern day indentured servitude. A lot of those people aren't getting paid. They're either working there paying off a debt, or they're basically, I don't know the tic-tac safe word, but, I don't, enslaved. I hope I can say that or not, but that's what's going on in a lot of these cases. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm gonna drop back down.
So when Melrose is talking about, because I'm also from New York, the
Damn.
Bronx, what he's talking about is if you go into a lot of the I guess I gotta spell it out. The MUSLIN, we call them the ox stores. You'll see one long melanated African working there, and that's a form of indentured servitude, modern day indentured servitude. Like they're paying a debt. The debt was bringing them over here, and I don't know why this guy with the curly hair and the profile pictures
Dude,
bothering me
okay,
because
yeah.
I ain't
What
calling
is
him
your
that.
deal, dude? What's your deal?
How you doing, Afro Elite? I'm one of Tariq's best buddies. We're friends. Me and Tariq go way back in them days. I call him Fresh.
Tariq's not here, sir. You know that, right?
Okay,
I know.
what's your thing on the subject? Because we don't do that.
Don't bring that man's name up, bro. He's not here.
We don't.
He's your
What is your
man.
opinion on the
Okay.
subject that
It's
everybody
very
else?
woman-like of you to do that too, man.
I don't wanna bring my nigga's his man on his life. So you're right. I don't want to call his name. But so I want to say that airport disaster over ice. What I'm trying to say is what you guys promote with this airports, the new airports move. I just it just brings a little bit more tension in the airport scene. I mean, when I fly, I'm okay. I'm illegal. I'm legal. I'm not illegal or anything, but I don't want there to be a lot of commotion in the airports. That's why. I mean, tools. I mean, if that makes immigration better, good luck with that. Good luck with him. I support that. But at the end of the day, would you guys want a lot of commotion in the airports? I don't know. Me personally, I want a safe, happy flight. I don't want a lot of movement. You'll be seeing a lot of people screaming, cameras and everything. I just want a safe flight. Is that
When have you seen that?
I mean, with the recent, I don't know.
Where have you seen people been screaming and crying, and where have you seen that?
No, currently in Minnesota, they be screaming and crying every time I stop somebody, right? And so imagine that happens in a place such as the airports. Like when there's an ice.
Sir, can I ask you a question, sir? Wasn't it your people that messed up the airports for us, sir?
Who's your people?
Tethers.
Tethers? Oh, my people Tethers? So how did they mess up the airport for you?
You know who I'm talking about, your people,
I
sir.
can't,
You know who I'm
Afro
talking
Elite,
about,
I'm sorry, but I can't take this guy next to me seriously because he said two things, right? He said one, Hispanic restaurants, wait, he said Hispanic restaurants only hire Hispanics. I don't know what your black ass is gonna do in the kitchen, bro. Do you know how to speak, how to cook tacos, bro?
Oh,
you Tether?
that ain't
You
gonna work.
gotta
Bro,
calm
do
down
you know
with
how to
that.
cook tacos?
That ain't gonna
Why
work.
he get so mad?
Is he
No,
Somalian? Are you
Yeah, 'cause he's
Somalian?
cool.
One
no.
moment, because I'm going somewhere with this. If Rohan is Somalian, the way that he said that, he really wanted to say Jareer. So be easy on the way and how you use black, especially to one of my brothers.
Exactly.
He's my brother
You about
too,
to get
whether I like it
dropped.
or
No,
not.
no, 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 no,
Shut your
no, no. You're an
objective eating
invader
self
to our
up.
country, sir. Look at the Somalians over there
In
in
our space.
Minnesota. Look at how
I-
they act over there.
But
So
listen.
watch how you say
Man,
black
shut
on this
up, man.
platform.
Just don't say
Okay.
black. How about that?
Secondly, he said in the medical fields, there's a lot of immigrants in the medical fields. Then your dumbass should get an RN, be a registered nurse,
Okay.
then you can get hired.
And you not about to keep disrespecting black Americans. Get your ass the fuck off. How about
Your
that?
face like bub head ass. You have the nerve to come somewhere in America and you coming from a third world country where y'all can't even flush a damn toilet. The nerve of you on $2 Temu.com to pay on your goddamn head. Get up out of here, clown.
He has
First
the
to be over
nerve
here
to
without
tell
black
us
asses,
to get a
huh?
license when his people don't even get licenses. They come over here with fraud licenses. Like,
They do. And degrees. Fraudulent degrees.
Y'all
That
over here
too.
driving on the opposite side of the street in trucks harming people, and you got the nerve to come up here and disrespect my brother Sage, man. Y'all up there in New York City breakdancing while rats is looking at y'all.
Oh, me and Sage is from New York. What are you saying,
I'm talking about these
EJ? And the
Texans.
man
I'm
is
talking about
from
these Texans.
Minnesota. The
Oh
man
boy.
is invading Minnesota, not New York. Leave New York alone because we don't even have the highest number of rats
Come on,
in the
let's not. Yeah, let's
nation.
not I do don't that. Let's think. I not don't let New think he York meant catch us that. straight.
Now with PXs, I get highly sensitive about New
Hey,
York
so I
because
don't
I
need you to tell me
understand
out
what it
with the
looks like
Texans
today,
since
EJ.
TSA.
No, I know what it looks like today, but we are actively. Nobody could attest for this. So can Afrolead. Since I have been on this panel for the past, what is it now? 2 years. We've always told the history, the real history, the FBA history of New York. I've been threatened and all type of shit. I've been doxxed simply because when you tell the truth and don't fall in line with people like the Latinos, they become violent. When you whoop their ass on a one-on-one fight, they become violent. Right Stage could attest for that. But yeah. No, New York doesn't have the most number of RATS as of October 23. Yeah, 2023, when I last checked, that was Chicago and Los Angeles, y'all. New York is cleaning up its act. See how that works?
Now we got it straight.
Orkin is my source, y'all. Orkin 2023.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who is next?
It was Omega or Denzimus, one of them.
Omega didn't go yet.
Yeah, I think it was Denzimus. Y'all give me 1 second. Go ahead, Denzimus.
You sure? I thought Omega went. Y'all about to say Omega ain't go yet.
It's Omega. He's so quiet. He is just so quiet. And that's why. Go ahead, Omega, and then Denzimus. And then nobody. Go ahead. Omega, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you
Peace,
hear me?
brother. Mm-hmm.
B1, everybody.
B1.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to what that lady was lying about, cause there was no truth in that crap. Like I work in the construction field. I do electrical work, and I can tell you straight up, like they won't hire American citizens, white, black, YT, black, or otherwise. They go through these like temporary agencies. They hire the agency, and then they pay like the agency a stipend, and from there, they pay their employees. But like I know a couple of them dudes, and like man, they getting paid peanuts, straight up, like $7, $8 an hour, and you can't find like on these construction sites. I'm seeing more black people now, but like when I first started, dude, it wasn't hardly any of us out there. And when they did, it was always like somebody with an accent. You feel me? So like I'm totally in favor of removing the illegals because that's who's filling up your sites. When you got buildings and doing all that, and I see them out there screwing up. You feel me? We got to go back, lose man hours, lose work hours to fix their mistakes and shit like, excuse me, stuff like that. But that stuff that she was talking about, man, that lady full of you know what.
For sure.
And I land my plane, man. Take it easy, y'all.
That too, brother, because they do that at my job too.
You want Denzinas?
Hello. Yeah. Hope everyone is doing good today. Yeah. With a lot of these illegals, I found out when I used to work at Amazon, I used to work at FedEx. You know, it amazed me how if you even let just one of them in, they can take over. Even when it doesn't come with the job situation. I remember when I was going to get myself a vehicle and how these people have all types of tricks and stuff to they can come over here and be fresh off the boat, fresh off the other side of the gate, okay? And they can get a brand new vehicle like so easily. I'm just like, how the hell are y'all able to do all of this shit? And y'all just got over here. And it's because they have obviously they have them folks helping them. They have people who are already in the system. They stick together. I will give them that. So I'm just like, wow, when we try to do, if we even try to do half of, not even half of it, like a quarter of that type of stuff, we're getting punished and penalized. So these illegals have to go. They really do. I don't feel sorry for them at all. I really don't. Because, on top of that, the whole you having to speak another language thing. I just remember one time when I used to work at Amazon, we had an incident at our facility where they would only play like Hispanic music. And some of the other people were complaining about that. And they had the audacity to say, well, we're going to keep on playing this because there's a lot of Hispanic people. I'm like, dude, do you know what country you're in? Like, I get that I respect all cultures and everything, but come on, you don't get to come over to our country and just think you're going to take everything over. So, yeah, just
Your pain, brother. I know it was pure torture at your job because they be having the same music with the same goddamn beat, and you know what beat I'm talking about too. Can't tell them
that you be hearing at the corner store. The same thing that you be hearing at the corner store. I'm like, come on, y'all gotta play. At least if you're gonna play some Spanish music, play something different. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
My bad.
Is EJ still there? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm still here. I had a few technical difficulties. I don't know if it's the Joloff messing with me or something, but I'm gonna lay my plan.
But yeah, I'm gonna just end by saying this: we can't allow not even one of them to gain a foothold in certain places because if they do, they will start acting once they get their numbers up. They will start acting so hostile towards us. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen they get one in, then they get multiple in. Next thing you know, they're calling us the N word and just being hostile and just rude as hell towards us. So I'll just land my plane there, and I hope everyone's having a good day. B1. Shout out to BX, ZZ, and Afro.
Peace,
Shout
B1.
out to you. Yeah. All right, we can start wrapping stuff up. Let everybody get their final word.
EJ, you want to go first?
Now you can go. I just wait.
Oh, child, I know
Then
that.
Zemas or Sage, y'all want to go?
I'll just say this. I'll just say this before I drop down. Another thing I think somebody said it already, but we should start suing them. I feel like we should start doing that a lot, because when it's the other way around, they don't let us get away with shit. So I think we need to be match that petty. I really feel like we need to start matching that petty. Like okay, maybe this might be a little bit too petty, but every little inconvenience that these people do to us, we need to start matching that. Like no mercy. I'm
When it
just getting
comes
real.
to when it comes to a job, if you do have a interviewer who's Hispanic and you mysteriously for whatever reason don't get the job and there's no legitimate explanation, you need to first off, anybody who's doing your interview, you need to know their name, know how long they worked there, all of that. So when you don't get the job, or if you don't, hopefully you will, but if you don't get the job, then you get to do a little background research to be all like, oh, I realized that I'm not the only black person who hasn't gotten this job. All right. I've noticed that ever since she was hired to do the interviews, you haven't seen a black person get in that position. So we all need to, every time you get in there, do your homework because there'll be a reason. The thing is that her and the YT supremacists, they'll work together. She won't hire black people and she'll come up with a BS reason and they'll allow her to. They'll allow it.
Oh yeah, I've even seen it to the point where white T woman, if they don't get a position or a job, they'll sit there and sue. So
Mm-hmm.
they will sue the crap out of you. So yeah, show us. I think it's almost to the point where we just need to show no mercy when it comes to certain situations. But yeah, that's it.
Yep, I agree. Sage, any final words?
I'm going through Animal Kingdom over here. So again to the family, I think what you said was perfect, meaning know who's hiring you and know what the expectations are. Sometimes it's not just about being qualified. And again, they might even quote you as being quote unquote overly qualified. And that's another form of discrimination as well. You can have everything and you can be overly qualified. That's a real thing. As far as the whole situation, whether it be in Chicago, New York, California, people discriminate. And I'm not stating that we should overlook it. Matter of fact, again, I believe that we should get in power positions and then do what you feel in your heart. But regardless of that, it's time to make moves. It's time to make, power moves at that. And I think that we are on the verge of doing so. And much respect to the family that is doing that. With that, I'm going to land.
Alrighty then. Y'all make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube so that way y'all can listen to the playback of all of this if you guys are watching on YouTube. As you can see, I'm working on something. I'm multitasking
Over
to
there
the best of my
constructing
ability.
something. What are you making?
You over there getting his Rick and Morty on. I see you, brother. Afro.
But yeah, go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. All right. If you guys are new here, we do this regularly, so y'all want to make sure y'all follow us so y'all don't miss out on the next time we go live. All right. ZZ, any final words? Anything?
Final words, yeah, all jobs matter. All right. I don't give a damn if it's McDonald's, construction, or, healthcare. Baby, we should be in there. Americans should be first and moreover foundational black Americans. But yeah, the airport thing, shout out to the TSA workers that are still working there, because I seen Atlanta, the damn line was literally wrapped outside of the airport for TSA. So it's bad, so shout out to the people, to the TSA workers that are actually, staying keeping it, holding it down, for people that are still trying to travel, and shout out to the people that's helping out the TSA workers, because I just seen a brother, he's a chef, he went out there and bought them a bunch of pizzas and stuff, so it's cool. People that's doing out, looking out for them, that's all right. But yeah, ICE got to do their job. So these Democrats is trying to hold it up. They're trying to flip it and make it seem like this is something racist Trump is doing or something like that. When the fact of the matter is, baby, these illegals got to go. I don't care if you're white, brown, yellow, or red. You got to get the hell up out of here if you're not American citizens. So it is what it is. Shout out to the channel. Shout out to the chat. Good conversation. Thank you for the gifts.
Can I say something before y'all go?
Make ICE great again.
I want to say call ICE and dial them twice, because when it comes to these illegal immigrants, none of this would have been going on if the Democratic Party didn't open the floodgate and cause this chaos amongst the American people. And they knew deep down in their heart that it was going to be a major factor when it comes to the FBA community. So I don't know what Trump doing. He's spreading his orange Cheeto stains all over the place when it comes to these illegal aliens. I mean, you need to go and get that that bounty hunter program, man. You might see me dressed up like Dog the Bounty Hunter out here, and it ain't even Halloween. So you going to get that bag right, Trump. I might have to leave my job and go on and get me a whole crew. I might need to get some of y'all on the panel so we can get this money. So these people in their communities are known snitches when it comes to illegal immigrants. They'll snitch on their own people staying to the country. I done seen Africans do that. They've been making TikTok videos. They've been throwing the money, doing the Birdman hand rub. They've been doing everything. So if they can get paid by selling out their own people, we can get paid by sending these illegal alien wets back to their homeland. Salute to ICE. ICE is good for our drinks, and we just sit back, relax, and just sipping our lemonade. So with that being said, I land my plane.
It's funny when when it was said they get at us when we talk about calling ICE on people, specifically FBAs. It's funny how you mentioned that. I've seen it where they can do it, but if we call ICE on people, it's a problem.
So like it's set down in the courtroom.
Yeah, but we do gotta go. So because I got stuff to do, as y'all can see. So BX, any closing thoughts?
Yes, but first I have to ask you, Afro, when is the next time you're coming live on TikTok?
I want to come live tomorrow.
Well, you're gonna definitely have to call me, because part of the reason why Sister Keita is here in New York is because we have something to do tomorrow for the lineage, of course. But it's an early morning event, and I have a cell phone. So if we're finished with our early morning event and I'm in a stationary place, then we could go live. Do you like this time? What time? Around 3:50? I think you called me at like 3:50.
Okay.
She
asked me what time, then gave me a time.
I want to say this was a great live, but I think what it is that people are kind of upset that we're not coddling them anymore. We're not accepting their blanket tropes. One thing about me is that if I keep hearing an overused sentiment, and I know it came from white people, I am going to research it. The fact of the matter is that all immigration harms foundational Black Americans, our community. We built this nation, right? And we are documented. Doesn't mean we wasn't here before the documentation, but we are documented as being in this land since the 1600s, right? And they pretty much get all immigrants get a free ride, handouts, and a lot of things. But we've been harmed by even the white immigrants. Again, it's just the melanated folks' time to be addressed. And we're not going to allow disrespect to continue, especially when you're harming the very fabric of our existence, diminishing our accomplishments and the struggles that our ancestors went through on this land. So you aren't obligated, we're not obligated to accept you anywhere. And I want to remind the immigrants, you cannot thrive where you're not supported, because we were all bullies when we were younger, right? You bullied us, but we ain't bullying you when we're giving you our money, right? You're not scared of us enough not to put your businesses in our communities, right? So now remember that when you send out remittance, I don't care how much you pay in taxes, them white people ain't in your shops in New York City. Now the Afro-Latinos and Latinos with a certain texture here may be in your shops, right? But Black Americans for primarily give y'all billions and make the Asians trillionaires when we could really pour into our own. So I don't want to hear that, this mess you're doing, we're hateful, we're this, we're that. We have shown y'all nothing but love and support, and now we're pulling it back. Why? Because you're doing things, you're running amok, and you're expecting us to take it. We don't even take that from our own folks. And we ain't going to take it from some immigrants who got a homeland to go and build up. We don't owe you that much, but we do owe our ancestors our land.
Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube, and y'all can check the playback out. All right. That being said, I think this was a good live. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank y'all very much. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff so y'all don't miss out the next time we go live. Thank you guys. Shout out to every single last one of you. And shout out to the people who are watching on YouTube. Much respect. Appreciate you. All right. With that being said, y'all have a good one.
Peace. Be one.
Be
Be
one.
one.